what's what's going on, everybody? It's every other Wednesday night. You know what that means. It is time for the backyard battlefield. I am three-star draw, and with me is my homie to the north.
Crusty Crow, how's it going, everybody?
Oh, I had some technical difficulties there. Sorry, we're a couple minutes late getting started. I was late getting backstage to touch base with Crow, and realized my camera did not work. So I had no camera. I had just a microphone. So I had to restart and finagle some connections and all that stuff. And I was like, oh man, please don't tell me I got to go get my laptop and bring it in here and try to set it up because everything for the show's on this computer. So I will. It's working now. That's what matters.
So far, so good. The chat would let us know otherwise, right?
Yeah, that's right. They'd rather see you anyway, I'm sure. So
So we have a big blind demographic then.
well, yeah, that's right. So what's going on with you, man? We didn't get a chance to talk too much today. So what's happening up there? You got some crazy weather going on up there, huh?
We're about to, yeah. I think it's the front that hit you guys has swept its way up here, so we're getting snowstorm warnings for the night up to about a foot and a half of snow expected. The huge.
Is a foot to a foot and a half just overnight?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, when it hits, that's what we're expecting over the period, right?
Yeah.
So it's just, yeah, okay. And then we know the rain will come at the tail end of that front, just like it's probably finishing up with you guys now, right?
Yeah, well, this batch of it is, and then for here tomorrow, like it's rained. It rained almost all day yesterday. It has rained all day today. It's going to stop overnight, and then a cold front's coming through.
Yeah.
Be cold tomorrow, be cold Friday, and then Friday night, more rain. And Saturday, we're supposed to get like 3 to 5 inches of rain. That's a lot of rain. Like there's going to be some flooding.
Yeah, I was gonna say what is the Tennessee average experience with black ice? Like, is that something you guys deal with a lot seasonally, or is that
yeah.
So it's
we
it's
get
black ice season, right? So
yeah, we get a lot of black ice. This year we've mostly had snow with not much ice, but we never know. Our winters can be. It was 70 a day last weekend. So
sure.
you never know, and there is snow predicted or chance of it one day next week, and that will probably accumulate some black ice. So it's crazy, but a foot of snow, like you're gonna get a foot of snow overnight and through the day tomorrow. I've never seen a foot of snow.
No, well, I mean, I'm sure you have at some point. It's not like when we talk a foot of snow, it's like, about that, right? Like it's
About
not
12 inches.
Yeah. I'm just trying to talk about, how many times what she talked about. No.
That's right. That's right. See, yeah, down here it's usually 3 to 5.
Oh, okay. Well, no, we're very used to it. I mean, I think even guys in the northern states, like, in New York and whatnot, a foot of snow is something they've seen before, right? So it's just snow tires are a must up here, and we know what black ice is. I don't know if others in the chat don't know what it is, but I'm pretty sure that everybody does, right?
Yeah, we get I've seen that much in drifts, but like just falling, going out in the middle of the yard. I think probably about 8 is the most I've ever seen fall here ever that I can remember, and that was maybe twice. So not a lot. So let's go ahead and say hi to the chat. Chat's rolling. We got some folks in here. Let's do that. Let's do it.
All our friends are here.
That's right. Same Time Toys is here. Oh yeah, the Kool-Aid Man was 2 episodes ago. He'll be back. Gasland's Mechanic. Hey there, what's going on, my man?
What's going on, boys?
Joe Fan is here. What's going on, Joe Fan? Model Misfit, Loki Wartooth. How's it going, brother?
Yo. Talking to him earlier today. made the mistake of talking politics, didn't we?
That's always a mistake.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Roman here. What's happening, gentlemen? What's going on, Roman? I highlighted this comment from Bobby a few minutes ago. You guys aren't dressed up like the thumbnails. I thought this was going to be a Destro and Duke story tonight. I'm sorry to disappoint you. I couldn't get the wings to stay on.
I mean, it doesn't even really count as clickbait, so the apology is so deep, right? Like, it's what did you click on it thinking? I looked at it and I was like, go with that thumbnail, because I was like, I don't even know what to think. I had to ask them which one. I was like, that's Destro and whom? Oh, Duke.
Yeah, that Duke actually, of course, that face fit on there a whole lot better, but that's the first Duke. Like, that's the I think the 01 or whatever, that first couple of the first sculpt of Duke is what that was, and it fits so perfect on that little naked cherub baby. Turk Murphy, Toy Solutions is here.
I thought maybe we were gonna hint towards LGBTQ variants coming in the line.
Well, we could go there. No, that's too much show. Like politics. Lunchbox Killer, what's happening? We got some rain out here in California. Yeah, y'all about to get some more. I saw that on the news talking about the mud from the fires.
Yeah, I don't know how to feel about rain for California. I just assume they need that.
Yeah, that's it. If it's not a fire, it's mud. So, there's a pretty famous Southern comedian, and like one of his things was he was talking about, it's not Jeff Foxworthy, talking about, it's James Gregory. If any of you guys have ever heard James Gregory, but he's got a bit where he was talking about somebody from California, and they were talking about the mud, and he of course he exaggerates it. He's like, mud. He was like, hell, down here we put big tires on something and go play in it. It's much funnier when he says it. It's relevant though. Clint Jorgensen is here. We can call Pop in to talk politics, and I'm sure he definitely would. So I don't think I missed anybody. I think I got everybody on there. So we actually have a pretty big show. We got an action-packed show tonight. We got a lot of different topics we're going to talk about, and of course we are going to tie something into Valentine's Day. So we got that coming up Friday. So if you guys hadn't remembered to go buy your cards and your box of chocolates, if that's something you need to do, go tomorrow and stand with all the other dudes in the card aisle. So that is always funny. It's every year, always has been ever since I can remember. So let's see. I got to remember what I even made a banner for. So out of what we got going on, because I don't think we hadn't had a whole lot of Joe news. I got a couple of pictures that guys have probably seen. So let's do news and stuff.
Yeah,
so
there is some stuff to talk about. Just it's not. Yeah, there'll be more in a few days.
Yeah, and that's what we're going to be leading into is that exact thing. So let me do some. He did. So I'm saying we didn't even talk. Like we didn't even get to talk. So get over here. Sorry, I usually try to have some of this stuff pulled up, but difficulties.
Hey, Shane's in there. Hey, Shane. Hey, Clint.
So we got this. We saw this a couple days ago. Talk about this. So this is Crystal Ball's shield. So what do you think about this? I've got a couple pictures of it, probably same ones most everybody's seen, but I think this is really interesting. What are you thinking about this?
I think a lot of people are going to have a lot of strong, like, either love it or hate it opinions about the part on the right, the base piece with the hologram. And I don't know what they'll think of the other piece. I love it, but it's a bit extreme.
I'm I was a little bit surprised to see them go back with the shield for him.
Really?
Um, yeah, I'm kind of surprised that they went back with the shield. Do we have any other Joes with a shield outside of like the right shield, like Shockwave and then Road Pigs got it?
Mm.
Like this is like a Roman, like a Roman centurion shield with
But he
a
never. This was
hologram on it.
the way I looked at it because I had this guy as a kid. I loved my crystal ball. He was like Destro's fire, not
Gotti.
Destro, but he was right there with my Major Blood, right? Like it was those two running my Cobra show,
There
and
he is.
the thing was, this wasn't something to stop bullets. This was something to hypnotize front lines and guards, right? Like
Yeah.
he'd hold this in front of them, they'd take aim, and he'd that would be the pause. They'd be staring at the shield, and boom, you're done.
Yeah. Like Menjoza, very Greek mythology filled gaslands, crush your
Hmm.
enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentations of their women. That's
By
great.
Crom.
By Crom. Yes, all
Yeah.
right, Bobby, Serpent Man from Conan.
Well,
Let's see, Legend
nothing.
series is in the house. What's up, Legend?
I kind of like that the point out, like this does have a very medieval, like D&D kind of feel to it, where it's like this would work off of Crystal Ball with a Mythic Legions character almost, or something else. You could almost take it off and put it with something else, and it would feel more at home.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking that the cap, and there's another, there's a picture of just the cap here in just a second, but that's what
Mhm.
I thought. It was very like right at home with Mythic Legions, but now I really dig the fact that they made this, that they're going to do the shield, and they made it the lenticular, so you can see they're slithering through the eyes there.
Yeah,
But it looks like I hope it looks better than this in person.
I don't think
It,
it will.
it looks like it looks like a chalk drawing to me.
Yeah, and that's just trying to catch that texture that this stuff is printed on, like the multi-layer that changes with the angle. Like that's always going to look so grainy and poor pattern. Like colors would be hard to get expensive to do, right? So you can tell they're kind of pretty easy on the colors to me. But I
I
to
mean,
me,
I like it.
yeah, I like it. But you notice one thing, I haven't. I'm trying to look harder at the heads of the snakes, and what I'm not seeing is a hard cobra image in this at all. Like almost
No,
no
not
cobra hint. It's just snakes, right?
yeah. I mean, I guess like that. I guess that's a snake, and then there's a head, and then over
And
here,
I bring that up only because of, like I said, it shows a little bit more insight of Hasbro to say, you know what? Somebody might even just pick this up for the shield for another line. We shouldn't put any iconology on here, just some strong imagery, right? So
yeah.
I think they leave the Cobra emblems out of there, and I was like, that was really smart.
Yeah, I mean, because his, the original didn't have it. It was just the
No,
spirograph thing that your
yeah,
sister had. So, Woody Triple Deuce, the figure addict, is in the house. What's going
man.
on, Woody?
Just
Trying to
saw
find
his
one where you. That sounds wrong.
I saw his what was it? Iron Grenadier tide. I'll call it a tide. I won't even call it an army. It's a tide.
Yeah, yeah, it
Jesus
really
Christ.
is. They're everywhere. I get
If you
grenadiers everywhere.
struggled to collect Iron Grenadiers this year, don't watch that video.
Yeah, and you know who to thank for it. So
Yeah, yeah. I'm just kidding. Do check out Woody Triple Two's video on his Iron Grenadiers. You'll never see so many in one spot.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you'll never like. Yeah, you said it best. You will never see that many of them in one place. They're everywhere.
With
Looks
the
good, man.
gridiron too. All the gridiron loadouts with it too, right? So
Yeah,
that was
they look
interesting to
great.
see. I hadn't seen that much. Anyways, Crystal Ball.
Yeah, So,
So again, I
I
don't.
wonder what
Yeah.
on the shield will look like as it spins, an eye, perhaps. Maybe I think it's just going to be like this, like just like it looks like the snakes transitioning in and out of the eyeballs.
Hmm.
So I know a lot of people said they got Hydra vibes from this.
Big Hydra vibes. Yeah, you could sit this with Marvel Legends and be at home with that idea too. Um,
So there's
yeah.
the looks like the heads of the snake there, and then that looks like a eye or something
And
design
now I
there on the.
see the skull, I think, has some sort of Cobra-like logo there. That's a
Yeah, on
Cobra
the.
head. Yeah. So there's the
Yeah, oh, so
Cobra
there's the little eye.
iconology.
Okay, yeah, there's the
Yeah.
little eyes for it. I didn't even see that. So
Yeah, you blink and you miss it, I guess, eh?
yeah, you can definitely
Mm.
make it out better. Here, let's see if it's on here. So it doesn't look like it's on the lenticular. It's just on the shield
Oh,
cover.
I think it is on the lenticular, just very faintly. Like if you click between the pictures, I think you can see the little, maybe it's, no, maybe not. It just, yeah, who cares? It's,
So
your guys are gonna love this or hate it, right? Like I will love it, but I know why other people would hate it.
So I see right here, if you can see the cursor, I think the cursor's showing up. I see
Hmm.
the I see the why meme face. You know what I mean? The angry face, like
A
the
little bit.
people using the condescending memes like that. I see
I
that
almost
right there.
Now I'm seeing a white tiger. This is like looking at clouds, dude.
Like looking at one of those the magic eye things from the 80s and
This
90s.
shield is this shield is getting more and more incredible the longer we stare at it. It's effective.
It's working. It's working. I need five. I need five of these.
Do
So,
not talk
uh,
poorly of the shield.
yeah. Mr. Madgus here says he's anticipating my flowers from down south and candy from Canada.
What?
Canadian
I
chocolate.
guess
That's what they
that's the
called you
lot.
back in the day, wasn't it? Canadian chocolate. That's what they called Crow.
Only when they heard me talk like this. But no, I think those will be the last two things with their tariffs on them at the point we mail them.
Yeah, that's right. So,
Yeah.
let's see. Just a blurry pick. It is a blurry pick. And
It
I got
is.
another
Yeah.
one that we're going to be talking about here in a little while, but I think it's good enough.
Well,
I don't
yeah,
know, Bobby.
Loki, you're
Go
not
ahead.
wearing your glasses either, though, bud.
Yeah. Bobby says, does the other snake piece spin on top of the first piece? That's a good question. It looks like it does.
I think it's
Like,
just a clip-on, man. I don't see any way for it to be rotating. Do you know what I mean? Like,
like
there's nothing in the
well,
middle. It
no,
looks
but
like it
it's
just
got
clips
these
inside.
tabs.
Oh,
Yeah, it's got,
maybe, yeah.
but once you tab it in, maybe you can rotate it around.
I think it'll be
And
free moving, but I can't see them putting bearings in there to like spin it. Do you
oh
know what I mean?
no,
Like,
no,
yeah.
yeah, nothing like that. I think just that. I think it will tab in, but it will be loose enough that once all the tabs are in, you can maybe spin it. I don't
Maybe.
know. We'll see. I think
I'd
it
be
looks
interested
cool.
if they had like pop-ins where you could just take the image and pop in a different one if they give you some choices or something. I thought that would be
Oh
cool.
yeah. What were those things that you could flick? You know what I'm talking
Pogs.
about? The
Pogs.
pogs. What if you can
Yeah.
change it out with G.I. Joe pogs?
Well, it's just, like this has come back and it's no, I don't want to, it's no coincidence. This is the same time the Secret Wars characters are coming back to toy shelves for
Hmm.
Marvel Legends there. And they had the same thing going with their shield, right? So it's
Yeah.
like, how much are they doing with this contract? Are they just like one time use up all these materials? Let's get it done, right?
And I don't know, like I don't have any of the Secret Wars figures, so I don't know, what the shields like actually look like in person. I've only seen a couple of them in person. I've seen Beyonder and Titania.
So
I've
I
seen them.
had I had Wolverine, Spider-Man, and God, I think it was Daredevil when the original line came out in the 80s, back out like when the actual first Secret Wars comic came out and they did a toy line about it. I had
Yeah.
those and it was the same idea. It was a little hologram. I just can't remember what the holograms had on them anymore. Like it
I
really
bet
doesn't
Shane
strike.
can tell us. I bet
But
Shane knows.
yeah, but all it was just a little cardboard insert, like almost like a
Yeah,
card, and you clipped the shield over it, right? So yeah, those
yeah.
shields absolutely did stuck. But the concept's repeating here.
Um, Pop Blender and I, he had a few of the Secret Wars, and I had, seems like I had Doctor Doom,
Doom seems
and
familiar, yeah.
yeah, I think I had Doom and maybe Iron Man, and I don't know. I only had a couple of them. I don't remember. So, but
I
yeah,
wanted
so we'll see.
Yeah, I just wanted my Black Spider-Man, and that was the first time I saw a toy version of Black Spider-Man. I was like, hell yes. Right. That was
Yeah, I
before we knew
had.
he was Venom.
Yeah, I had. One of the two of us had that black suit Spider Man. I don't remember if it was me or if it was him, but I know one of us had
Mhm.
it. Remember playing with it because you'd play with those guys, and then you also had like superpowers too. You had those
Mhm.
are out all around the same time competing against each other.
Yeah,
That was a good time. That was fun times.
I actually probably had more superpowers than I had the Marvels. Like,
I probably had three of each. Pop
yeah.
he had several, but I probably only had two or three each of those. So,
Hmm.
um, but so we got that picture, and then the other thing that I actually did not put the pictures on the computer. I saved them to my phone and didn't put them on the computer. Was the Fig Zero Baroness or 30 Baroness?
Oh,
Uh,
right.
the 1/6 scale Baroness. So that dropped. I'm going to see if I can find the pictures real
Yeah, we
quick.
had
I'll,
talked
I'll
on that.
screen share them.
You'd mentioned that we were talking on the phone the other day, and I was like, I totally blanked on that, and I still forgot to look it up. So I still haven't seen pictures of this to comment on it either, right? So,
I got it.
but there's
We'll
enough.
we'll look at it here.
There we go. Can't go wrong with the Baroness done right. Let's see if it's done right.
So I can't blow it up though. These are their pictures. So
Hmm.
let's see. Oh, you can't highlight them. So they're what she basically looks like. She's got the black suit, the glasses. These pictures look better than some of the other pictures that I have seen because the background was way too dark and her hair blended in with it, and it made it look like her head was way too small.
Mm.
Um, so these look a little bit better. So she comes with all kind of weapons. I think it's a damn good looking figure.
I haven't bought any of these yet, and it's like I could see the people that have a Destro variant, like Destro in this line, getting this one for sure. But I think everybody that likes Cobra likes Baroness. It looks good.
Yeah.
No
Um,
bikinis. Sorry, guys. I asked.
Yeah,
There was none. No.
no bikini option with it. So let's see. So I want to see this pose in person. I need to see a 30 Fig Zero figure actually do this in person. That shit's Photoshop. They don't the two I've got don't move like this.
No,
I
eh?
think Woody's got some. Woody, you've
Yeah.
got, and I think Woody's got yeah, Destro, right? Pimp Daddy Destro, I think. I think Woody's got him. Um,
Probably.
I can't like they move and they pose, but this right here, man, they're so off balance when you start moving them around.
Mhm.
I'd have to see somebody recreate this in person.
So are these when we say 1/6 scale, like I see the Street Fighter Cammy and the what's her name, Chun-Li, and they use the metal skeleton with the loose fake flesh over that. And I'm like, is
Mhm.
this the same concept they're using here? Is this a metal skeleton frame that they're saying is more articulate, or is it still like an action figure? Like legs
Uh,
are separate and pop off and
No, they're all one like seamless body. Well, I don't know. I
okay.
don't know what the buck underneath. The hands pop off. The Woody says Destro and Cobra Commander don't move like that at all. Neither
Mm,
do Roadblock and Arctic Storm Shadow.
mm.
Um, I don't. I never did get the Firefly. I really wanted that Firefly, but I never did get it. So look, this thing's going to be a nightmare to stand. I bet. Look at she's got heels, like the
Yeah,
boots
heels
have
never help,
heels.
right? Mhm.
So maybe it'll be wide enough, but I'm gonna have to see it. It looks
Well,
great.
and that's why I was asking, because when I see that pose, like, look how straight edged that leg is. Like, even an ankle rocker isn't pointing the toe flat to the ground
Yeah.
on the front right leg, right? And if you can do it with an ankle rocker, you would, because that's how you would sit like that, right? But I don't know. It's man, I won't buy one just because I don't collect that line, but it looks nice.
Yeah, I think it looks great. I mean, if you got Destro, especially like regular one,
Mhm.
I can definitely see picking this up. I think it looks fantastic, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't see the price. These are usually about $150 to $70. So I don't think they've
Mm.
released the price yet. Let's see. Let's see what.
I thought I
Let's
saw
see what
something
happens.
underneath the white, underneath coming soon at the bottom there.
United States dollar and Hong Kong dollar, but
Oh,
it
and that's
does
just a
nothing.
okay. No, it was the number code I was looking at. I thought maybe
Oh,
that was the
right
price.
there. Yeah, that's the skew for it. So,
Yeah.
uh, nothing when you can. I guess it's not live yet when you click on coming soon. So,
Meh.
uh, but this thing looks fantastic.
Mm.
Look at that M4.
Yeah, I do like her weapons that they gave her, right? Like, and I like the sling too, because that
Yeah.
being able to sling the weapon on a character, something you can't really do with your classified for some reason, but you can do it with everything else. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Only if you buy the aftermarket slings.
no, that's just it.
And Shane says, yeah, the foot is kind of big on a 1/6 scale. I know like roadblock stands fine, but when you put the 50 and there's only one way that he can hold it, and his hand wants to pop out while
Mm.
when he holds the top handle, but it makes him kind of wobbly. You have to tilt him, you got to tilt the ankles back a little bit and kind of redistribute the weight. But every now and then I'll come in here and I'll just be walking and looking at the shelf and I'll see Roadblock just kind of go, I'm like, okay, time to readjust Roadblock before he takes out half of that shelf because he's big as hell. And
Yeah.
Woody, yeah, the soft goods hinder the articulation. They do. They're kind of like
Yeah.
mezcos. Some of the mezcos, the fireflies, pretty bad for that. Punk's talked about that, and I can attest to that.
When you say that they hinder is it because the soft goods are too tight on them, or is it because they get it
Yeah,
stuck in the joint, or a bit of both? Like, again, I
they're
don't have one of these, so.
a little bit of both.
Mhm.
The mezcos, they seem I've only got two, and on both of them, it seems to be like they're just tight enough that if you move the joints around, they will kind of get caught in them. Destro is not nearly as bad as Firefly though. Firefly, because his suit's kind of bunchy.
Mm.
Um, he does not get into a lot of poses. He doesn't get into a lot of poses that you want to get Firefly in.
Ah.
Destro's not as bad.
And
Um,
that's to me the big thing. If I'm going to buy a 1/6 scale, it's got to do all the shit that that character is known for to be worth the price for me. You know what I mean? Like, imagine Wolverine that couldn't crouch and pop his claws. Firefly not
yeah,
being able to just spring into action and be flexible. So it doesn't sound really cool.
yeah. I mean, you want Firefly crouched down, planting some dynamite, or hiding behind
Hmm.
a box with his machine gun or something. So I do want to put him in the ramen racer though. I still haven't ever done that, but you got to take off like half his shit to get him to bend to
Worth it.
sit in there. Yeah, I don't know.
Worth it.
There, if I do, there will be some pictures made. I can tell you that to get him in
Better
there.
be.
So, Daredevil Dave,
Hey,
sorry
Dave.
I'm late. Will you guys ever forgive me? Don't make me
Nope.
kick up no drama. Well, no, we don't. We don't want that. We forgive you. We were late too, so
Yeah.
we were a couple minutes late. So then you got this explodey pose here. So I think it looks good. I don't know. It's not something that I'm really going to pre-order, but that was it. And that's really like, if there's other GI Joe news that's come out, I don't know about it. Aside from coming up on Tuesday, which is the 18th, there's going to be a fan stream. This is the one that we've been kind of expecting for February, and GI Joe is supposed to, I guess GI Joe's going to be on at 10, or that's when it's going to start, like 10 my time, 10 Central, so 11 Eastern. I don't know if they're going to start, that's when the whole thing starts, or that's when the Joe portion is. So I don't know, but we're going to get GI Joe pre-orders.
Yes.
So, you excited?
I am. I think it, well, excited is, it's relative, right? I'm not all that excited. It's just, I think this is where we finally get to see the claw go into action. Everybody gets to get their pre-orders in on that. What should be seen? Who? Blowtorch, Footloose, Frag Viper. Apparently, Frag Viper is going to have some sort of surprise connected to him. I suspect a bat head or something under the helmet. They're saying there's something under the helmet now.
It's probably a female head.
We're gonna get that kind of a Viper out of the way, are we? Because that's not a female buck. That's
sure. we talked about it a minute ago. It all circles back.
Hasbro might be done with toys, boys. Here's what you get.
Yeah, whatever they got, they could cobble on there. You're gonna get a black. What if it was the Black Widow head? I bet everybody'd be happy then.
Yeah. It's nothing but Falcon heads that are going nowhere. Right?
It's all the Falcon return heads.
Yeah.
So what do we think we're gonna see? Like you said, I think it's probably gonna be the claw. The Blowtorch, Frag Viper. I almost accidentally said something else right there. Dark Lawn. Who's the other one?
Sorry, cut out there.
Who's the other one?
You mentioned Dark Lawn. Well, you got the Frag retros. Viper. So yeah, Frag Viper was in there. Blowtorch,
Frag Viper, Dark Lawn. Who's the other one?
Oh God!
How many times have we talked about this? Help us out.
I'm going through the. Law and Order should be in there, by the way.
Yeah, but that's not a regular. That's not a regular assortment. That'll be the deluxe.
Yeah. Now,
Footloose. Thank you. As many times as we've talked about Pedro coming to the classic, I forgot about Footloose.
So he'll be coming with a new straw, right? So like the little one-shot rocket launcher he's got there that you would for some reason paint a happy face on, or they paint a shark face on it. I'm like, that's a one-shot weapon.
Yeah, it's interesting, but I mean they're kind of sticking to what he had. It's like a law rocket, kind of deal. So
I like it.
Let's see. Sean Jones is here. What's going on, Yo Joe Bros? So we got those. We got that wave. We're probably going to see the claw, maybe Law and Order. I think we're going to see finally see the firefighter go up.
Yeah, and we'll probably get some more name drops. We could probably expect a few more name drops. Coming up for the 60th. Sorry, the 60th anniversary line, right? Like they'll probably announce what the next couple will be.
And then let's see. So we've got those. That's probably what we're going to see. Who knows? Maybe they're going to surprise us and, pull something out. We're going to probably see some renders of some of these name only characters. I mean, Crystal Ball, we've already seen the figure. So, but we haven't seen a render yet. So yeah, I think they'll show the renders of those.
Could. I'm not expecting like everything in the Santa bag right now, but there is almost kind of like there's almost a vibe going through what I'm hearing in the rumor mills about Hasbro trying to push stuff out fast right now. Like get it out.
Yeah.
Because of the changes that are coming or whatever is coming. That I hear more and more talk about that. And I'm not saying like maybe we should expect more. but I could see them talking about probably more than we're talking about right now, like the sublines, the
Yeah.
you know, Target exclusives, Walmart exclusives. They could be really doubling down on some of that.
I think they may, because it really seems like even though they've told us there's going to be delays in shipping, they might go ahead and announce some of the, some of the product and reveal some of the pipeline. Who knows?
Hmm.
So look through the chat here, see what's going on in the chat. So Mr. Madgus, if the rumors about are true about no HasLab, it'd be nice get a watered down red or blue hiss.
Yeah. So Viper Island
Maybe.
mentioned that. Yeah, like Viper Island put out a thing today about the red hiss possibly being because it stemmed from the
Okay.
idea of a $150 vehicle that happened to be red that they were talking about. I did watch that video. Uh, yeah, I mean, it's not the first discussion we've ever heard about them reusing the hiss molds from the Has Labs. I just don't know if that's necessarily the only thing it could be. It's just the only thing he could think of in that video. You know what I mean? And I'm hard pressed to think of otherwise.
Yeah, so I obviously did not see that video had come
No.
out. Bobby Wall says, "Who's ready to refill out their shipping address for Hasbro Pulse at the same time they're trying to check out with the new pre-order? Go to the website. Screw that app. That app is still broken. Still broken." I wanted to show this, and I was actually hoping to show you guys some better news than this. Um, GameStop had dial tone, and he was in stock earlier today. I ordered him, and I was going to
Hmm.
show you guys, but now it has gone back to the verify address for same day delivery, which means he's gone. He gone.
So were you
So
able to get yours though?
I did get one ordered.
Good.
Haven't I haven't gotten any kind of shipping anything on it or not, but it'll be my luck tomorrow, tonight, overnight. Hasbro will charge me for the one I got ordered there. That's what happened with Saw Viper.
I
So I'll have
Yeah.
two dial tones. So I'm just
Shit.
waiting on seeing, your item is shipped or whatever, something other than received and processing, and I'll cancel Pulse. But
Mm.
so I was hoping to report good news, but I guess keep checking GameStop because they did get him in yesterday or today. And I
Well, it
almost went in a
was
GameStop today, and I'm like, it's not even worth it. I ain't even gonna try.
well. I mean, I again, I'm in Ottawa, so Central Eastern Canada. You know, he's in every GameStop right now, and he's sitting on the shelf, right?
I
Like,
know
yeah, like I've
you've
seen him
offered to
lots.
grab me one a couple of times, right?
Mhm.
It's like, just let me just wait and see what they're gonna do because
I don't blame
that's
you. Because as soon
yeah,
as I get it and I put it in the mail and we deal with the shipping bullshit, it'll arrive on the door at the same time your GameStop calls you and goes, "Yours is in."
yeah,
Yeah.
get two shipping notices the day you're like, all right, here's the tracking number. Like shit. Uh,
Mm.
so I did task Crow with something, and I want to ask the chat too. So we're talking about the fan stream that's going to take place on Tuesday,
Mhm.
and hypothetically, so let's say everything that has been announced so far, and we will come back to this picture here in a little while, but I'm going to pull it up just now. We do have to come back to it for something. So I asked Crow, I said, what about everything that's been announced that we know is coming eventually? Everything that's been confirmed, and it's right here on this list. What
Mhm.
if you could get any three things that went up for pre-order? Like Hasbro called you up and said, all right, you've seen what we got that's coming out eventually. What three things do you want to order? So I asked Crow, anything, even the stuff they just dropped last week, like what would you want to pre-order out of? What's your favorite that you want out of all of this stuff?
Out of what we've seen, like
Mm-hmm.
so far, the
Yeah,
snake armor.
name only drops, whatever.
Well, the snake armor is on there for sure. Um, Like we're just talking anything off that list, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely the snake armor. I don't care about the Awe Striker. Seems there's plenty lying around. So really, I just really care about Crankcase. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's definitely it goes in the order of Awe Striker, uh, Massive, the Mass Effect or whatever, Mass Device Breaker, and Retro Cover Girl right now. Everything else on
Okay.
looks great, but those are the ones where I'm like going sharp, well played. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I made a list on mine. So my three were Crystal Ball,
Mhm.
Monkey Wrench, and I really wanted to put Blowtorch on there, but I actually put the Legacy Firefighter on there. And I think both of those are gonna drop on Tuesday. But those were my three, and that's even with two of or one of them that's probably actually going up for pre-order. But I'm really excited about this Crystal Ball figure, and that's something I thought I would never hear myself say.
Yeah, I think he's going to be he's he's going to look cooler because when you blow things up to 1/6, you can get the scale or the details that you couldn't do in the 3 3/4 line. So I know everybody has a ridiculous notion of Crystal Ball, but it'll be just like what they do with the Cobra Law shit. They'll fancy him up. He'll look nice.
Yeah. Well, and they really have killed it with the other two of the Three Stooges with Raptor and Big Boss. So,
Fair.
so I'm really hoping that they can go for the trifecta with Crystal Ball. So I could never see myself being excited for that figure, but he
Hey,
does seem like he's going to be based more out of the IDW run. So
I've always been more about respecting the challenge than the figure. You know what I mean? Like, what did they try to do, or what were they facing and they had to overcome when it comes to these things? And they've usually gotten a better record than a bad one. It's my book. So,
yeah, that's
uh,
that's that's true. So of course I'm not paying for the challenge to sit here on my shelf either.
no, that's
So,
fair. But
but I don't have to. So,
no,
and I do need to mention. Obviously, this is a full forces list. This is Chris McLeod's list. So,
mm,
did not make this up myself. This is actually a terrible picture of the computer screen when I had his video paused the other day. So thanks to Full Force for doing all this work for everybody that sponges off of your info, including the channel you mentioned just a few minutes ago.
mm,
uh,
I'm not mentioning them
um,
again. I just brought it up
that's
really
right.
quick.
So I didn't watch that video. So the tank. So you and I talked just a little bit about the video that Chad did the other day, the HasLab video that he
Yeah.
did,
Oh
and
dear.
yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna. I mean, the video's everywhere. It's been shared
Yeah.
everywhere. So, I mean, I've watched it. I imagine most everybody in our chat has watched it. I'm not.
No.
I'm not throwing any aspersions anywhere. I'm just like the four that he had talked about. So it was Snowcat, Mauler, Havoc, and what was the other one?
God, you just named all the ones I could remember.
Well, somebody else
Somebody in the
watched it.
chat. The reason, while somebody names it in the chat, the reason I was doing this is because I just finished saying I'm not going to bring up that other channel in the video. Well, now I am because we're back at it again. We all know Chad came up with that list, but he also had a very good reason why he was talking about why the snowcat suddenly made it back onto the HasLab list. And
Yeah.
this got brought up in today's, Viper Island video. And I'm not
Okay.
trying to slam Viper Island, but it became clear to me they only kind of paid attention to a very specific part of Chad's video and not the whole thing, right? Because they kind of were like, and this has been said numerous times, and I was like, yes, and it was outlined why this was changing, right? But you're
Yeah.
you're failing to acknowledge that. Did
Yeah.
anybody name the other
There we
one? The
go.
Havoc, the
Yes, the
Maulers,
hammer.
Hammer. Thank you.
A hammer was it.
The
So
Humvee and the Hammer.
what would you guys want out of those four? Let's say that's what it's going to be. I'm not going into the semantics of
Thank
timelines this year, next year, blah blah.
you.
Just out of those four, what would you guys want? Because I know what I want. You guys probably already know what I want too. And that's to have it. Out of the four there that were mentioned, I want to have it. Yes, thank you, Woody. Oh, what about you, Crow?
It's a tough call for me right now. I'm still really bent on the snowcat. Unfortunately, that's the one that has all the associated drama with it. But I kind of understand the snowcat could possibly grow in its footprint from what it was originally, and I think that's a good thing. I'm kind of really curious about that one.
Yeah, I mean, I like all of those options, those suggestions. I
Hmm.
just I like the Havoc. I like cross country. So that would be my pick. Even though I would probably be down for any of those. I mean,
Hmm.
I like the Hammer. Never had it. It was past my time, I think, but it is a cool vehicle.
So the only reason I didn't say the Hammer is just because it's yeah, I know it's clearly a US Humvee. We are talking about the greatest what sorry. We're talking about the GI Joe All American Hero here, and of course the Humvee would get associated with it, but we've seen Humvees done a lot in the
Yeah.
past, and it's like you had other more iconic vehicles. That one I don't normally affiliate with Joe right away.
I don't either, but I think done that way, like some of the later uh people in the line, like that's one of the best vehicles out of getting late in the line. So that was probably a lot of people's favorite vehicle from that,
Hmm.
last few years of the line. So I mean, I'm down for it. I'd probably buy it, but yeah, the
Yeah.
Havoc would be the most expensive for sure. Depending on what they did with the Snowcat, if they did rework it and make it where it could hold troops, that would kind of probably get kind of pricey too.
Yeah, and that's
Depending on how they did
and
it.
yeah, I mean, what were the other options? Was that the Mauler, right? I would love the Mauler. I love tanks. My whole career has been armored and armored recce, but the problem is that Ramen just came out with a tank that's very diverse, and there's other companies doing similar tracked vehicles that are doing very well. And where's the actual scream and demand for it versus could they make money off of something else and not lose a little bit of money because people prefer those other brands? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I wouldn't bother with a tank right now. I'd wait a few years and then look at a tank because the hunter's on its way out or the way in,
yeah.
sorry.
Now I mean, if they did a Mauler, there would be infinitely more people that would buy an actual GI Joe Mauler, I think. But the
Hmm.
market is a little bit saturated, and if you're getting that Hunter and you're getting the other options, you're getting three Joe vehicles. You're paying for them. But I think by the time you add all that up, it's going to be the price of a bigger HasLab. Plus
Mm.
shipping. But if you ordered it together, it's all coming in one lump sum. So
Yeah.
I don't know, just some food for thought. So I enjoyed that video. I don't know the sources, not interested, just enjoyed the video and just kind of made you think. So
Yeah.
just something
See,
something to talk about. Do want to say what's up to Wraith Mace in the house
yeah. And
and Ronnie
Dreadnought
Trickshot.
Dreadnought K6 has joined us as well.
Yeah, I was getting to the bottom down there. There he
Oh,
is.
there you
Just
go.
come in,
I just
Dreadnought
letting you know
K6.
I'm paying attention too, right? You're not on your own for looking at this great chat of ours.
There's Tony's Figs is popping in. What's up,
Hey,
hookers?
Tony.
What's up,
Hey.
man? You guys getting ready to start over there? You popping in to say
Mm,
hi? Thanks for coming
yeah.
in, man.
I just checked
Uh,
out Tony's video on his mainframe that he
yeah,
did there, and just one of those ones that we've got to look out for on the possible. Maybe that'll be a name drop soon, right? Because some of the old stuff is out there you could get away with, right?
yeah, oh yeah. Some
Hmm.
of some of it is definitely there. You could whip together one with some of the parts
Well,
we got, and you'd be looking at So if they name drop something tomorrow, you're looking at the last wave of the year or the first wave of 26, probably.
Yeah, and I'm saying it right now. The Night Force 2 pack should be mainframe and psych out, but that's because we've seen some psych out gear already as well. So not to change the
Yeah,
subject, but just remembered
I,
that.
yeah. So all right. So let's see what Bobby says. Hasbro would surprise us with something even more in demand, like a buzzbore or pogo. We need something to go with those patches, maybe a needle and thread. They're not going to do needle and thread because they got to keep it at four and up. So
How do you not bring up the recon sled into that conversation?
yeah, man, the
Flying face
recon
first
sled.
into the enemy, 5 inches off the ground. Oh no, a rock!
Yeah, the recon sled with the lowest ground clearance and smallest wheels of anything
Yeah,
in the line. So,
yeah. Oh,
oh damn. All right, so let's we talked about that stuff. So let's get to our first topic, and we need to continue what we talked about on our last show, where we were trying to pick things from. We did 86 to 90 of things that we think classified could do some justice to. Maybe it wasn't stuff that was the greatest, but things that we could see them breathing a little life into. Oh, we're gonna go through that and talk about that stuff, and then we're gonna talk about why love hurts, and we got a couple funny things to bring up there. So, but if you want to give yours first, Crow, I've got them
sure.
ready.
All right.
If you want to do your 91 picks, and then I'll do my 91 picks. How about that?
Sure. I mean, you've got them in front of you, so you're just gonna throw them up, and I'll be like, "Yep, that's one of mine."
Yep,
Right?
that
Yeah.
is
Okay.
that is it. So,
Yeah. And
all right,
some of these I picked for the reasons of more like, hey, Hasbro, double dog dare ya, right? Like
yeah.
some of them will be the picks where you'll be like, ah, come on. I'll be like, yeah, exactly. Ah, come on. Right?
Absolutely. So before
Yeah.
we get started, if you hadn't hit that like button, I'd appreciate it if you do that. I can't believe that it's only been 52 minutes, and I actually remembered to say it this early. So
Hmm.
helps in that algae rhythm, and Lord, do I need it. Lord, I need that algae rhythm. All right. So Crow 1991, your first pick was this god awful thing right here.
That's right. But we just finished talking about $150 Hasbro for the shelf item that was red. That might be the His tank stripped down of lights and features. And so therefore, why wouldn't the septic tank work? You know what I mean?
Mm.
I
I
know
mean,
I've never had this. It was well past when I got out of the line. Were you collecting when this came out?
I was still into Joe's. I was still buying Joe's, but I had none of the Eco Warriors. I was
Mhm.
not much on any of the sub teams, and I didn't have not one Eco Warrior. But I did later in life, and I've talked about it before, develop a pretty substantial love for that cesspool figure back there. So I a cesspool and septic tank, I might be down for.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want it. I'm just saying, out of that year, there wasn't very much where you could pick of from vehicles, anyways, right? And we had to come up with one Cobra, one Joe. And I looked
Yeah,
at this and I'm like, well, they've got the mold for it. That's pretty much the driving force behind that call. They've got
yeah,
the mold for it. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, they wouldn't have to tool much new stuff for it. Different canopy, and do something with the cannon. What do you think? Would it really shoot water?
I want to say yes. Like just screw it. Why not? If that was the big feature, or at least have something that denotes that it's like eco, right? Like so some sort of goop or something in a drum that's sitting in the back. I don't know.
Mr. Mack
I'm
is he's got it. He's got the ammo
trying to
for it
read
right
that
there.
comment. Do that. Yeah, and then there's, maybe we should just move to the next vehicle.
We can do that. So there's
We can make choices here.
That's right. So there's Crow's Cobra vehicle pick for 91. So this was the Joe pick for 91.
Yeah, you old Badger. I mean, single driver vehicle with a bunch of Klingons on the side and back. To me, this would be the same price point and worthwhileness almost of a I would say the ferret or the tiger paw, but maybe a little bit more. But I think it
It
looks
could be a little
cool.
bigger.
It
Yeah,
looks cool.
I actually like this one. I think this one, I love I love like dozer blades and push bars and stuff, cattle bars. So I
Mhm.
like that with the lights on the front. I mean, look, I mean, Gridiron could redo that and make one for $75 for a new push
I just
bar for it. So
my thing about it is it's just it's why why invest so much money for a single crew vehicle? Like it's a lot of armor around one guy. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like yeah, and it's not that much. Yeah, but the design's neat. Could look cool in classified line. Wasn't much to choose from that year.
yeah, I do like this thing. I think this thing would have some potential if this was something that they ever got that far down the road with it. So
Hmm.
let's see your figure picks for 91. So
Yeah, these
you
are always
had this
better.
dude.
Yes,
You
man.
had old
Tracker.
Stracker here.
I've said it about the G.I. Joe hovercraft numerous times, and I'll say it about Tracker. What's missing is our toy interaction for play. We need to inflate something. We really do. To get back to the 80s, you got to blow something up. And having a little blow up raft with my classified would be the greatest little gimmick. And seeing Tracker done, even in the red and yellow with the white, whatever, Neo boots on there and the visor.
Dude.
I mean, we said silly things about silly characters before, but you mentioned Big Boa, we mentioned
Yeah.
Raptor, you know. I just
Yeah.
the raft is
They
like
got
an
to do
idea.
something with
Like,
the helmet. They got to do something with it's like a Cyclops visor. They got to do something with that.
what? Tactical visors like that were just this close to being a real thing, I'm sure.
It looks like he's wearing a quest. Looks like he's going down a virtual reality river,
Well,
floating
yeah,
down the
right.
river of life. Trackers are
Oculus.
pretty. Yeah, yeah. Oculus.
Yeah.
Um, Tracker's a pretty good pick for one that they could actually kind of do something with and bring him into classified. I picked him for I think one of the lists that me and Pop Blender did that was a similar
Mm.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Who could
And
be
he's a
redeemed.
Navy SEAL, right? Navy SEALs get more of the Navy into Joe.
Don't you know, like Shipwreck pranks this dude all the time. Him and Torpedo are like, fuck that guy.
Well, show it to me on the shelf then.
Yeah. So yeah, that guy, and then your Cobra that you picked was one that I actually can't wait for in classified because you know it's going to be coming.
Yeah, it's gotta come. Like, Crimson Guard can't just go away with the figures outstanding that they have right now with the things like this. They'll be revisited. They're just not the priority in the line. But I would love to see the Crimson Immortal show up.
I have this figure. This was one of the figures that I did get that year. I
Mhm.
hate the weapons. I hate his
Mm,
weapons, but
sure.
the figure itself looks great. I really dig the figure.
Yeah, I mean, this is the Crimson Guard Saw Viper as I see him, right? Like, he's the
Pretty
heavy
much.
weapon guy. So let's get him into classified and balance out the Crimson Strike a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, so the Crimson Guard is like the, kind of the cream of the crop of the soldiers and the guys that get picked for all the crazy undercover work and stuff, and these are the cream of the crop of the Crimson Guard. So, yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
I'm all for this dude. I want to see this dude. So,
Yeah. I like how they word
yes,
it in
like
the
Quills
comics,
guns.
eh? In the comics, the way they
Yeah,
describe the Crimson Guard, they're mercenaries that are taught business and businessmen that are taught to be killers. Like, it's the best of both worlds with these guys.
yeah, I do. I
Mhm.
mean, I dig the design. I don't even think they really had to do all that much to the design to bring this into classified. Change it. Like they wouldn't have to
No,
change it very much to bring
no.
this straight in.
And that's the kind of head that you could see them being helmet options, right?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Like it's already a little chunkier. We wouldn't have to
Like,
complain about it. It's just already there.
yeah, like
But
maybe that's where they introduce a Fred 7. I don't know, maybe. Like
man, yeah, that'd be a. I don't know if we get Battle Armor Cobra Commander before we get this guy. We better be getting a Fred head with that dude. It's all
and
in those.
that's what I'm getting at is get a Fred head officially into the line somewhere.
Yeah.
You only have so many Crimson characters.
Yep. Absolutely.
Mhm.
So, all right. So we've seen Crow's picks for that year. So I'm going to show you guys my picks for 1991. And I picked for my Joe, I picked Mercer. Mercer V2. Big bearded gladiator Mercer here.
Mm-hmm.
The colors aren't bad. I could, do something with the silver piping there and maybe tone the red and the blue down, which was obviously a hint to his Viper background. They didn't really do it that much on the first figure, so this actually, if you just let your eyes catch it, like it looks like a Viper. If you just glance at it, and then you're like, oh, wait a minute, what's that dude? So I didn't have this Mercer. I don't really, I don't know why he's in this outfit, but who knows why they did anything in 1991 figure wise. So, but I do want him in his regular get up first. I don't want this to be the first Mercer.
I'm going to say he looks more sensible as the action figure than he does on his art 100%. Like, even just taking details away did him a favor because I look at that box art and I'm like, he's part Aquaman / Winter Soldier / War Machine / John Wick. Like,
yeah, he's a little everything. I guess this was like Rocket Shield Blast, except it's on the other shoulder. So I don't know what's going on there. If they're going to do that, they need to do it on both arms or not at all. So, and Bobby's like, ever since that one episode from the Dick cartoon where the kindergartners were able to tie up Mercer, I can never take him serious after that. I'd forgotten about it till you said it because I've only seen it once.
But nobody reminded the kids the weapon really shoots.
They took it away from him.
Son of a bitch.
So I had Mercer, and then I had this for the Cobra vehicle, the motorized battle wagon. This is just the most overblown, ridiculous. Like you got mortars or something over here, and then you got one little current here that this dude's gonna fall out of when this thing hits a bump. You got the canopy that has holes in it, so it kind of defeats the purpose. Not venting, not louvered, holes. And then you got a giant rotating dildo cannon up here on the top.
The Nerf gun. Yeah, it's a Nerf gun.
Yeah, it's the big Nerf gun. So I think they could probably rework this, kind of like we were talking about with the Badger. I think they could probably rework this and do something with it, give it the big tires and a lot of ground clearance. Be something similar to like a wheeled Warthog, maybe.
Sure. I mean, so for a vehicle like this, right, it's ridiculous, but a lot of the times what we're seeing is the vehicle, the chassis is not as big of the problem as the weapon often is.
Yeah, the stuff they stick all over it.
100%. So imagine over time you planned a line that depended on some wheeled vehicles and then some towable weapons like MMSs or whirlwinds or what have you. And then imagine taking those weapons off and being able to place them on numerous different chassis. So I look at a vehicle like this, I'm like, I would build it for classified, but I would have already built a couple of more notorious weapon systems to put on the back of it.
Yeah, if there's something like that, and where you could, like you said, have them interchangeable, where you could buy something like that, snap on the top of this. And I don't know if they think that future forward other than figure molds.
No, but I like that you picked this one because it was a great example of one of the few times where G.I. Joe went back to being a backyard play toy, right? Like motorized through the dirt. Yeah.
So you got that. So we went back to like we had with the Mobat and the Mauler. Back with this. I mean, it's chunky. It looks pretty badass other than that cannon. And I mean, even the canopy, like, okay, but just do something with the ridiculous gun and these like all the armor stuff that you've ever been in. Did you guys ever store any of the rounds on the outside for
just
reloading?
just supported on an angle by the last 1/8 of the no. That just looks bad news all around, man.
Yeah, it's like you assign this to the guy that you don't like. So
No. Can you imagine
uh
driving cross country at those things insecure, just a bunch of warheads, and you're sitting up in that turret looking down at them? Like,
you're just waiting on one to wobble out and take out the back half of the thing, run over it,
yeah.
wedge it
Well,
between the wheel. All right, so I had that, and then for Cobra, had this dude, had the incinerators. This is a good looking figure. I've got this dude too. Now the canopy with the guy basically launching Greek fire here in a trebuchet, you got to get rid of that. But Cobra needs a flamethrower dude, like aside from Torch, and so give him a Viper that shoots like some kind of plasma flame. You know, this dude's like a cross between like a flamethrower Viper and like Techno Viper.
well, and that's just it. I never understood the difference really in the roles between the incinerators and the heat vipers. The heat vipers were the yellow ones that had
Yeah,
flamethrowers as well. So it's like, yeah, either or.
I just this guy looks so much better. I always liked him so much better than Heat Viper.
Yeah.
I have both of them. This guy actually came with a cool weapon other than the trebuchet thingamajig. I still have that. The rubber bands are still in holding up on it too. And I hadn't tried to
Yeah.
fire it for a while, but um, so yeah, Sergeant Savage. That would be. I would, if the line keeps going strong. I wouldn't be surprised if they bring Sergeant Savage in.
This is my Sergeant Savage on my shelf. Where are you guys? Right there.
Yeah, looks good,
That's
man.
what I ended up doing with that stupid steel core buck, the out of the Twilight Guard and him.
Yeah,
So, and Wolverine's pretty savage, right? So,
yeah. Wolverine is savage,
mhm.
like an
But
animal.
a P40 that I saw when they did like in the 2000s, they did that line, and that P40, I was like, yes. And I've been thinking about that for classified ever since. I just don't know if they'd ever do it,
Yeah, it'd
even if we
be. I
asked
don't
for
know.
it.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
that they would. I don't know that they'd do it, but it would be.
Mhm.
It'd be cool if they did. So then I
Yeah.
had for the vehicle. Let's bring back some classified gliders.
Right?
Let's do some gliders, man. So I never had any of these things.
Yeah.
These came with the Cobra pilots for these were pretty decent. The Joe ones were kind of janky, but I just like this one because I like the purple and the black. You get the Cobra on the wings here.
Hmm.
I don't know why it has neon green on it, but maybe make that purple. But give us some gliders that we can launch a 6-inch classified across the yard with.
Because the parachutes are no fun.
That's all. So if I get another one of those guys, I am trying the parachute off the second story. So
It doesn't work.
uh,
It just don't.
from that high though,
Yeah, it's not meant like that, man. It's the weight of the thing is way more than what the parachute's going to handle with the figure on it. Just the backpack
I,
goes down nicely, but with the figure, it'll thunder in, I'm sure.
if I see one on clearance,
Yeah.
maybe not
I
gonna do
had
that with the one that was a gift from my friend.
yeah, I
Mm,
had the original version of the first colliders, and that whole thing was reliant on that peg
yeah,
going into the back of your guy, right? So
yeah.
it was a shitty system, and I'm like, well, the classified still use the peg. Yeah, they'd really have to ratchet those in to make them work.
Peg is still there. So let's
Yeah.
see what's chat saying. Mr. Madgus got rid of the cannon thing, turn it into a transport. Oh yeah, on the vehicle. A 2-foot parachute to make that work. Probably so. So let's look
Yeah.
at 1992. Crow, back to yours. This was your guy for 1992.
The Headman. Yeah. Once you get a certain Iron Grenadiers out of the way, where we've got the Energon universe we can draw from, but we do have some existing previous Joe properties from the original line. The Headhunters should be on their way at some point, or at least being talked about if they're going to do it all. I
I can
would,
definitely see him bringing in a newer, more
yeah.
modern, less ridiculous version of Headhunters.
I don't even feel like it's a challenge. I feel like it's a please do at this point. You don't have to make them look like the Heartbreak Kid in a fedora there. You can do other things. We don't need the pinstripe suits, but we probably want them to remind them of us, this guy, right? So
I want the suit. I want the suit and the fedora. Just do away with the mask, the Zorro mask.
yeah, and I don't
And
need the ponytail.
yeah, the
Doesn't
ponytail can go
Buzzer did it. Um,
from
the
someone
thing
who has a ponytail.
Yeah, and yeah, but yours looks good, bro. His don't. Okay, I'm a heterosexual male, and I could say
I can
that
say
about you.
it's right. Thank you.
Um, but no, I mean, also we got to look back at the time. The DEF was a failing premise for the Joe line. It was, the war on drugs, iterating itself into the toy shelf, and the headhunters were this weakly thought out enemy, right? Like it was just
Yeah,
they're the drug dealers, get them, right? Let's
yeah,
do these guys right and make them something menacing that supports the Joe lore as opposed to supporting a political thing,
yeah. I can definitely see it. I mean, I'd like to see them reimagined and brought in. I like Headman. I really like the Headhunter Stormtrooper, and I know you do
Mhm.
too. So bring those guys on.
Yeah. I'm working on a
So
headhunter right now. Where did I put
I
that
knew
thing? Here
I
it
knew
is.
you were. I wasn't gonna
Yeah.
spill your tea.
Doing a headhunter.
Oh, you got some painting done. You want me to
Little
make
bit.
blow you up so you can show that?
No, no, I'll show it later when it's done. I was just
Okay.
flagging it. There, that's cameo.
Okay. You
You gotta
just
stay on
teasing it.
topic. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right. So your next guy for Joe's, you had old Big Bear.
Yeah, because they won't. It's
Yeah,
the
no,
whole
they
October Guard argument over again, right? But like when classified started, it was in what, 2020? And this was an absolute no-go. Every year I'm gonna keep asking, is it still a no-go? Because I loved the October Guard. And
yeah, I did
you
too.
know, and they keep saying they hear the fans, right? Well, and nothing's off the table, I think at some point Emily said. And it's like, okay, is nothing off the table? Prove it. Give us an October
Yeah.
Guard figure.
Yep. We'll get Ice Cream Soldier before we get any of the October Guard, but I'm right there with you.
Hmm.
I'll give me some October Guard. My thing is, and I don't mind Big Bear. I didn't have Big Bear. I had Colonel or Red Star. I had him. I didn't have Big Bear. But if we do get October Guard, I want the OG October Guard. Um,
Sure.
I'll take them in whatever itineration that they give them to us, but I really would much rather see the old school horror show, Colonel Brekov, Diana, Shraj, and the other one. I can't think of it
I
right now.
Yeah, I always whiff on their names. Like when I say I love them, I mean I loved them when I was a kid. I have no reference for them now. It's been
I've
years since I've seen them.
never forgotten them.
Yeah.
Never forgotten our counterparts over there. So
Mm.
give me Big Bear. If that's the only way we're gonna get the guard, give me Big Bear. I'll
Well,
complain
even
about it, but I'll buy him because he's October guard.
it's also look at the figure. Like
Yeah, it's a good
actually
looking
look at that
figure.
figure. It would fit in so nicely in a classified line done just like that. I don't know about a yellow grenade, but sure, yellow grenade.
I mean, he already looks like, darken what he's got right there, and he could already be part of Night Force.
Yeah, it's a good looking buck.
Yeah, it is. This is really one of the better sculpted figures, face sculpts like later in the line. It's one of the better
Hmm.
ones in the line, but I always thought this guy looked really good. It just at this point, it's like if they're not going to do the comic cartoon characters, like the actual dudes, then I'm gonna be out. But I'd love to see them. Bring them in any way that we can get them. That's what I
Yeah.
say. Johnny Reno's in the house. What's going on, Johnny Reno?
Hello.
I can't argue with you there.
Yeah.
I just hope they don't take a lot of liberties if they do it. Saw Viper, the more I see Saw Viper, I actually still have him sitting here because every time I sit here, I just pick him up and mess with him. The more I mess with this figure, the more I like it. I had to get rid of that damn ammo box down there with the belt fed. That's in the parts bin, but
it's pick one or the other. Yeah.
He's growing on me.
Oh, that's good.
And you made Mr. Madgus spit out his soda with the yellow grenade.
Well, what is it? Is it not a grenade? Is it his canteen or his badge? Like I can't.
No, it's a grenade. You
okay.
just the way you said it. You're like, yeah, maybe do away with the yellow grenade. So, all right, so let's see. So then you had 4 vehicles.
Whoa!
What'd you do? You didn't knock us off.
Pulled on my power cord.
No,
I pulled on my power cord.
Yeah,
again, before you go, well, what's he seeing there? Not much, guys. Again, go to the year, look at the vehicles to choose from.
It was slim pickings.
Narrow it down to a Cobra or a Joe. But, it does raise one point. Engineering vehicles for Joe are there, so it's nice to see Cobra get a couple, and seeing the big dozer blade for mine clearance is nice. The rest of it makes absolutely zero sense. But, I mean, that was all I could think of, is just having a vehicle with a big front dozer blade. Kind of works for crowd control too, right? So we're breaching.
Do put this thing with the alley vipers.
Yeah, you can see kind of, it could be like this wrecker of a vehicle.
Yeah,
I just not. I don't like it.
There. I actually do kind of like it. I don't like the colors, but give me anything. You put a dozer blade on a ferret, man, and I'd probably buy it. But I like it.
What?
It's just silly.
You know what gets me about it is if you zoom in on that green handle system that they've got this, I'm sure if you were to flip this over, you would find probably, and I don't know if anybody has this, let me know. But it feels like that whole dozer blade was operated by that green bar sitting over the driver. And that reminds me of a Fisher Price toy for a toddler. Well, take your toddler to the beach. They're still wearing their diaper. I play with the plow, Daddy. Like, it's that kind of premise.
Yeah, it really that do get the vibes from it. The little bucket and the shovel and the castle turret sand pail thing. Did anybody have this thing? Not quite, but you talk about something that I would buy. Marvin, R.I.P. Mr. Haymere. Yep, good old Granby. I would definitely buy a Komatsu armored dozer. Take my money now.
Yeah, I saw that. Don't they have a Netflix documentary on that guy?
It's a movie. Yeah, it's a documentary. So, but it was a series, or not a series. It was just like a one shot. It's called Tracks. In case it's still on there, it's probably been pulled by now. So, all right. Don't look like anybody had the earthquake. I would see Joe Fan maybe having this. I don't know if he's still here, maybe because he got in a little bit later. So, all right. Anyway, so then you had this thing.
Oh, the Storm Eagle, I think, works as a shelf, not as a HasLab. I think it's a single pilot, small little flyer. They also have a Cobra variant of this in the year that follows, I think, or even in the same year. And it's reminiscent a lot of the modern, God, what's the name of the jet fighter you guys have now?
Raptor.
Right. It's got that Raptor look to it. I think this would get very popular very fast if it were able to be, not a HasLab.
Yeah, do this thing for like $75, maybe $100. Put a stand with it that you can put in a couple different spots, similar to how the Dragonfly stand is. Maybe if you could figure out a way to articulate it or something where you can get it
I
banking or whatever.
I don't think you could get away with it under 125 if you wanted to have the stand, the figure, and some good blast effects and some rockets, and some play function. I think it would be right at that, almost not worth doing on retail. That's how I feel
Yeah.
about flyers, in general, because you have to have a lot to throw onto those things.
Yeah. I
Mhm.
think this thing is pretty cool. And like I probably was not even paying any attention to the vehicles at this point for Joe. This is the last
Mhm.
year that I bought any figures, was 92, had no vehicles. So I probably never even knew about this thing
Mhm.
back then, but I probably would have wanted it because it is really cool. I do really
Yeah.
like this one.
Now,
So
why a jet needs a water blasting hose cannon is a separate story that we can deal with another time because it's not
I
going to
was gonna
happen.
I was gonna ask how much the water blasting nose cannon would add to that price. If
Yeah.
they do
Why didn't?
without that, it's 115.
Yeah, I missed. I wanted to see one of those in Top Gun, and they never fired water. I was like, is this movie even real?
Yeah, this movie is so unrealistic. All right, so we'll show you guys my picks for
Yeah.
1992 here. So my first figure that I want, where's this guy?
Mm.
Gimme
Hmm.
General Flag. I want General Flag. I want General Flag. I want Colonel Sharp. I want Admiral, what's his name? The dude, the sexist admiral from the cartoon. I
Steel
remember what his
Hall?
name
No,
is.
no.
No. I want Killhall too, but
Uh,
I think a Admiral Killhall General Flag 2-pack would be the shit.
yeah.
They would sell the hell out of that if not for um, those actual characters, people that wanted to army build different figures with them into brass, um, into
Mm.
the command structure. I want this dude. That's all there is to say. Like, he's a badass version of Hawk and Killhall rolled into one.
Yeah. And I mean, you could get some reuse out of a couple of existing figures to get this guy out there, right? Like right off the bat.
Yeah,
Those legs are nothing new, those boots are nothing new. We've seen a jacket like that, but I think I would want his to be different
yeah,
than
yeah.
than Hawks.
You couldn't give him the exact same jacket as
No,
Hawk.
it would have to be different. Mm.
But like, he don't even give him a sidearm, give him Sergeant Slaughter's baton or something. Maybe, reuse that. Maybe.
What,
Uh,
are you not a big fan of the grenade launcher shotgun combo? Come on, every
no,
command
that
element carries that.
I can do with that. It actually looks like this. The art looks like it's a auto shotgun. Looks like a semi-auto shotgun with
Yeah,
a
it's just your
mag. I don't even
standard.
think they had those in '92.
Well, I mean, you can see in the blister, it comes with his little submachine gun. I think that's what it is there. It's just
Yeah,
his boarding gun, right? But I
yeah.
mean, clearly the artist was just like, that's all I'm putting on here. Fuck your cannon. I'm not drawing any
Yeah,
other weird
like,
shit
I'm
here.
I'm not drawing that bullshit on there. I'm gonna give this
Yeah.
dude a gun, and you could kiss my ass. I am
Is that
out.
a helmet that he came with too? Like, did he come with a helmet as well? Or oh no, the hat's just not on the
That's his
figure. Never
hat.
mind.
Yeah, that's his
Yeah,
hat.
okay. Thought maybe he had hat options. I was like, whoa, wait.
Yeah, that'd be
In
awesome.
92?
Yeah, right. Oh, I don't think it was Nimitz. I'll have to go back. Yeah, that's it. Ledger, Admiral Ledger. That was it. That was the
Oh,
dude that
okay.
said it was bad luck to have women on board the Navy boats. So, and Flint had to tell him what's what. He probably would have got thrown off the boat. So all right. So I
But it
got General
was
Flag.
it
Go
was
ahead.
still not the full era of women's rights. So he's like, sure,
Yeah.
they can be the clerk and the nurse.
Yeah, that's right. We need somebody on board this ship that can
Yeah.
cook.
Yo,
Robot's busy.
Joe,
Yeah.
equal rights.
So I got General Flag. Hey, look at there. It's the Star
Hey,
Eagle. Yeah,
oh, it's almost like we were down to slim pickings.
it's almost like there wasn't a lot to pick from. So we've talked about this. I'd like to see it too. We didn't have a lot of overlap, but I think we had a few. So Storm Eagle, Cobra. Give me this dude right here. Give me the Cobra Daredevil.
Daredevil, yeah.
He combated, or he flew. Let me look and see if I got a picture of the figure here. I think I got a picture of the figure as well.
Did he come with anything like the vehicle?
Yes, so he
Okay.
did. So let me pull that. I thought I saved that so we could actually see. So he came with this.
Oh,
He
there
came
we
with the
go.
Glock.
That's
So,
why I don't recognize him.
Yeah, I didn't know till I went back and looked at some of these figures.
The flying tiki mask.
Turk's seen that episode one too many times of the Synthoid conspiracy. Or no, that was a Pyramid for Darkness. So yeah, I think this dude looks cool. Like Daredevil. Come on, man. Look at him. Daredevil.
Yeah.
He goes out and beats up Joes by night.
Yeah, he's lost his sense of smell, but he's still combat effective.
That's right. So I had the glider in there. So for this one, I got this dude in here. You may see some of these again. I don't know. So I did have him, and then for my actual Cobra vehicle, I had the Rat. Cobra don't have enough sea stuff. And this is like a swamp. It's a hovercraft, so this thing can fight the whale and get ran the hell over by. Can you see Cutter and the whale approaching this thing, and Cutter turns the loudspeaker on, got it connected to his Spotify and starts playing "Move, bitch, get out the way." I like this thing.
I think this thing's kind of fun. It's absolute zero sense to me, but it looks fun. Like the functionality in the little wheelie things on the side and the spinning blades, this thing's amazing.
Yeah, he's got the little blades. You see it, like you actually see what they're there for. They're chopping. Maybe he's chasing muskrat, and who's driving it? Fucking Firefly's driving it.
Yeah. No, sorry. I thought we were talking about Motu here. What is this?
Oh no, you cut Moss Man.
That's a fucking G.I. Joe vehicle.
It looks like the Wind Raider.
Oh my god. So green Cobra snake on there.
Yeah. So that's why this is Ninja Firefly's personal hovercraft, high-speed attack hovercraft. So
now I see the wheels fly off to the side.
Yeah,
because you need to do that. Wow.
Yeah, they need to move. So, and yeah, just launching spinny blade things on the side of it up here too. So, and you can see from the art that they spin. They're whirly blades. So,
oh my god, he's shooting PDD rims at us.
The flak rotors really launch. I had a set of those on my Grand Am.
Yeah. You know what's weird about this? You'd figure they'd make Rat stand for something, but they didn't even bother.
Yeah, they didn't even care at this point.
No. Fuck it.
It's a high-speed attack hovercraft. Let's call it the Rat.
Yeah.
No. So there is my choices for 1992. Let me get back to Crows here, and we will get on with 1993.
Johnny Reno says those plastic gliders didn't fly for shit. Like I tend to believe.
Yeah, them. I bet. I can't imagine they actually did. The original ones, like the first ones, the Viper and the what was the Joe one called? They actually would fly. Those big styrofoam ones.
Yeah, they're shitty foam though too, right? Like, but
they flew a couple times.
Weren't the plastic ones supposed to have some sort of shot system to launch them? Like, I always thought that was why they worked, was you were supposed to launch them.
I think they had a pullback, like a rubber band thing that you held or put on your wrist or something. Seems like
Falcon glider.
Falcon. Thank you.
Yeah,
I had that because he come with Grunt.
Yeah,
he come with tan Grunt, and I've still got that Grunt. And he's got 2 fingers. He's got 2 thumbs. It's one of the figures that the rest of the hand broke, and the thumb is still there.
That's a miracle.
Yeah, and so he's a miracle of modern plastic. All right, so 1993, Crow, the Mud Buster.
Here's why not. It's got mud. It's got Buster. It's a truck. You can put some truck nuts on this. You got that plow. I like the flat front end. We're not even bothering now. It's just flat dynamics. This looks more and more like a city pattern pickup truck that they didn't finish. It's good. Looks like a technical. I like it. Do it. What's with the blood on the bottom of it, though, is what I don't understand. Or is that mud?
It's mud because it's the Mud Buster.
Well, it looks like it's a blood buster.
It looks like they're squishing zombies.
And here comes a cameo from your favorite Snake Eyes.
That'd be fine with me. I like how neither one of us picked the V4 Snake Eyes for the 3 figures we want too. So Johnny says they flew once, and when they hit something, torn in half. Ask me how I know. I know half of that battle because I know what a willow tree does to one of them.
Sharp blade of grass.
Yeah. Could you imagine if you found like a mint in box one of those and tried to fly it now? It would it just fall apart in the air. Just like Thanos snapped it. Grunt just goes flying like, oh shit. So Mudbuster, sure, it looks like a concept art that was discarded and somebody found it in the trash and was like, we're gonna do it. Kind of like Ford did with the 1995 Dodge design that they stole.
Well, I mean, what works for that, though? I mean, just to be serious on why it was picked, right? I mean, how many figures could you stack on that? That's 2 in the cab, 1 on either side, because they got those big ass platforms on the side, and then
Maybe
minimum of 2 in the back. Yeah, and then
6 to 8.
If you don't like that gun, all I can picture is just picture those standard Ram Gatlings that would work on it, or something like that. But this thing's got some sort of Tony Stark missile launcher on there, but
yeah, I actually don't really mind this thing. That probably is the most ineffective cattle catcher ever on the front of something. But aside from that, I do like it. It sets up high. I mean, I have a large truck. I like it, but really the only things do something with that weapon on it, like you can make that a Gatling gun or Vulcan or something like that. Throw that on there. Dave says he likes this better than the Cybertruck.
It's a road pig catcher. This is Johnny Reno. Yeah.
Road pig catcher.
Yeah, definitely better than the Cybertruck. And you know what I'm noticing too? They were like, it's almost like they just at the last second remember, okay, but we've got to put headlights on this. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's just make them flat. We're not even going to mold them in. So Ronnie Trick Shot, I don't care what anybody says. 88 to 94 was awesome. They were my years. He really does. He absolutely loves those latter years.
And that's the kind of stuff I like hearing because I need to see it from guys like Ronnie's eyes, right? Because if I was born younger or a later year, I'd be saying the same thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, that vamp looks like shit. Give me the Mudbuster.
Yeah, like who the hell would like rock and roll when you could have this guy?
Yeah, who's this dude?
Ice Cream Soldiers as tough as they get.
Yeah, Blowtorch. Give me Ice Cream Soldier, man. Ice Cream Soldier was actually a pretty damn good figure. Every time I see this, I just think the song Convoy from C.W. McCall.
Yeah. Convoy.
Just a side buster. So it's actually my dad's ringtone on my phone. So all right, so we need to move on.
Yeah, I was just thinking of Joe's Uncle Jesse would be driving around the battlefield on that delivering moonshine.
Right. Yeah. So then you got the Ice Snake on here. Tell me about the Ice Snake.
Slim pickings. Darklon's rolling on that thing. I think that's Darklon, or it's a Viper of some sort. But I mean, if you think about the premise of it, it's kind of a neat little thing. It's totally bullshit, but the grappling hook, and then this thing being able to scale a mountain, reeling that grappling hook, riding inverted, right? Climbing up the side of a mountain because
Yeah,
it's so small. This is
yeah,
what
it's
I
a
think
little
they were
vehicle.
really kind of the idea of that hook. And see it being a very low price point vehicle.
Yeah, this thing probably would have been $15, $18,
Mm.
something like that in
Yeah.
'93.
Yeah,
So
you could ram price this or whatever, ferret price this. That's a heat viper on that. Okay. Thank you, Ronnie. Oh, flat viper, whichever. It's a viper. It looks like Dark Lawn from a distance.
yeah, it does. Okay. If
Mm.
I wouldn't Flat Viper's not one that I'm like super familiar with.
No.
He's one of these that I looked up during this. So
Yeah.
I think this could work. I mean, we've got two snow characters for Cobra, so give them something to ride around in, I guess.
Hmm.
Oh, all right. So got that. Let's see let me see where I'm at on my
Yeah, yours
got
should be up
those.
now.
No, you got your
Oh,
figures for
skip.
93. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and we'll do your 93 and 94 just for time's sake, and then go through and we'll do mine. How's that sound?
Boy, however you want to roll it, man. You're in control.
Okay. All right. I didn't know we're gonna run over a little bit, so I didn't want to keep you too long. We still got a fun topic. So
Yeah.
you got Cobra Commander, Battle Core. I hate this Cobra Commander. I hate the hood. I hate the eyes.
Yeah, those are huge eye holes. That's the same as using your pillowcase for a ghost mask, right? Like, but it's a hooded Cobra Commander, and I just
It
wanted to
is.
show that it was tied to the line. So there you go. You're
We
just doing what's already in the line. So just do it.
we haven't forgot Hasbro. We know. We know.
Yeah.
I actually like the uniform for this figure. I like the silver. I like all the piping, the accents,
Hmm.
the red belt buckle. I do like the way this figure looks, and this is the black one, I think. Right? I think
Yeah, it
this
looks
one is
black in
black.
here. It doesn't match the box art. The logo is much
Yeah.
smaller. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a dark blue version, I guess the
Hmm.
next year that they did. It's the same figure. So I do like it except for the giant eye holes. I don't need to see Cobra Commander's eyebrows.
Yeah.
So like Dave, like, get off the screen. I'm being triggered by racism. I know, man. It's rough, isn't it? And Johnny liked that Cobra Commander. So Joe Fan
Yeah.
had it. Oh, all right.
Yeah.
And then we had
Everybody.
Bulletproof.
Yeah. Bulletproof. I do
Uh-huh.
think Bulletproof has to come into the line very soon, really. He's a character that's being overlooked because he's stuck with Battle Core and DEF, right? But the green and yellow camo is where I see the challenge. Make this work, Hasbro. And
That
then the
would
kid and play
definitely be a
haircut.
challenge.
And he
No,
needs to keep that flat top.
I dig the flat top. That
Yeah.
might be Road Pig's head. No, I don't know. Yeah,
Could be,
green and
you
yellow.
know. Yeah.
He maybe give him a cheese head helmet. He's a Packers fan, maybe. Uh, I got no attachment whatsoever to this character. Mr. Magus likes the box art. The drawing's great. I mean, it's ridiculous, but they were all ridiculous then. So
Yeah,
I got nothing.
I think the reason I also picked Bulletproof was when I was looking at that year, everything was a V3, V4 of
Yeah,
somebody that we've seen lots of, but Bulletproof we hadn't seen a lot of.
yeah. I think what two versions of this guy.
I think so. Yeah.
Ronnie will probably know.
Like I said, he
Uh,
started with DEF and then Battle Core, and I don't
yeah,
know after that if he went to Space Force or not, but
I don't. Yeah, I don't think so. So there's that dude. So I'll go ahead and I got them up. So I'll go ahead and get to my
Yeah, let's do
93s. We'll
yours.
swap back.
93.
Let's swap. I like swapping.
Sure.
That didn't sound right, did it? All right. So my 1993. So we talked about the first one. So here's Kill Hall V2. There he is.
How do we see
And
that?
all of his village people glory there. I do
keep spirit away from him.
So I don't mind this version of Kill Hall, but if we get him, I want the OG version. So you have Bulletproof or you have this Kill Hall, Joe Fan.
Young man.
Yes, yeah, he's got them all. I don't mind this one. If this was the one we got, tone the colors, blend the colors a little bit better. I like Kill Hall. I never had a flag, so this was, how you could get him. So
yeah, true enough.
I'm down for Kill Hall. This is going out Friday night jacket.
Every time I'm looking at this figure now, I'm like, picture somebody other than Freddie Mercury, right? Like, because they're just like, he's got the black mustache and the open shirt. But I suddenly, if you remember the show Three's Company, I'm thinking about if Larry was a G.I. Joe, it would look like Key Hall.
Larry Dallas, good old Richard Klein. Yeah, I'm a big Larry fan, man.
See Keel Hall macking up on Chrissy and Janet.
Three's Company is actually my favorite sitcom of all time.
There you go, right?
I'm very familiar. Yeah, he does look a little bit like Larry. See him just clapping his hands together, like, all right, Jack, here's what we got to do. Got this chick down at the Regal Beagle. Oh, that's something we should write one day. G.I. Joe Three's Company. So I got Kill Hall, and then I got the Ghost Striker X16 with Ace from a vehicle. This was another kind of cool, like single-seater plane. Neat. There's another version of Ace that actually doesn't look too bad. It looks a lot like Ace and Ripcord made a baby. A little baby. Playing with the high-tech image targeting combat jet. Don't they all do that?
Yeah, I mean it's another call to an actual jet, just like they at this time they did this, they did the Apache helicopter, I think later or before this, and then what was the other thing? The Hammer, right? Like they were really trying to reflect their military towards the end.
Yeah, and then they had the gimmick where it actually projected. There's your targeting stuff. Actually would project it. So this is actually a feature that I think they could probably do with LEDs now. I mean, we kind of saw it with the Hiss projecting the Cobra light. So I think this was one of the things that gimmicks that they brought into the line that wasn't too bad. Was this right here? I obviously never had it. So I just think it's cool. So we'll say hi to Allison Troy, Retro Toy Princess.
Hi, Allison.
Allison, thanks for
coming by.
Stopping by.
As a parent, one of the things I look at with a toy is what's it going to do to my house? And this is one where I'm like, hang on, you're projecting targets on my wall. Where is this going to go with my kid? And that would be my only concern is like, is my kid going to start throwing things at this target? Is that jet going to go nose first into the drywall?
And then also the wing mounted missiles really shoot. So
when did that come back?
You got to keep that in mind.
I thought after Boba Fett killed kids, you didn't launch things anymore off toys.
All of this stuff shoots. All of this battle core and all this shit, all these giant weapons these guys that we're talking about come with, they all shoot. Like they've all got
tough again.
Yeah, I guess that was after spending the entire 80s being locked out of the house till dark. So
I'm getting that charge warning on my phone here, so we're just gonna have to be careful. If I drop out of this stream, I'll be coming back. I'll have to switch to a different device.
Okay, all right.
What else did you pick,
got a whole segment to go, so I hope you do. So I got Nitro Viper. Never had this dude. Actually had to kind of look when I was looking through the Cobras. And I think I got, yeah, I got his file card as well because I wasn't familiar with this dude, but this was also, he is the driver of the vehicle that I picked. So I'll go ahead and show that. He drove the detonator.
Yeah, sure.
So I got these two together. He's my figure and my driver. Give me these guys together. So look at this thing. Like Cobra Commander's in there, man, with his big ass eye holes. So much going on.
Yeah, I look at this and before I say it's ridiculous, I'm like, this kind of almost achieves what the ground pounder did from Gridiron for the Stinger.
Yep.
Yeah, sure.
Except they're all in the front instead of in the back. So
and
well placed around.
Well, with the wheel spacing, I'm like, the cabin's the front part, then you got that articulation neck. I'm assuming this thing can corner, like turn.
I don't know.
Any of you guys in the chat have this thing? Did it have a little U-joint neck? Like it looks like it's got space for that kind of articulation, but
like the Mean Dog did, where it was had the hooked together.
Yep.
Man, that'd be a good one for classified. You know how expensive that thing would be. Nobody talks about the Mean Dog.
Yeah, I mean, it's a cool looking vehicle, chassis at least.
Yeah, man, that thing. I had that thing. That thing was badass. So those are my Cobras for 93. So
nice.
Remove that, and we will go back to Crows.
94.
1994, as Pop Blender would say. And voila. Oh boy.
All right. Look, at first I was just like, fuck it. Yes, I'm going to say this because it's the most ridiculous thing. And then I started really thinking about, all right, what happens, down the line? We have every Cobra out there. Joe needs to shoot stuff. You can't just keep shooting androids. Energon universe, that, you got void rivals, right? Like there's aliens in the Joe lore somewhere, right?
Yeah.
So as a Hasbro figure, this right now looks ridiculous in its original form, but on a 6-inch classified, some of these could actually be kind of badass. They just really don't appeal to my Joe love, but as far as characters, kind of neat idea. Why not?
It's a neat concept. It's a neat looking figure. It's a neat looking toy. I just can't. That's what turns me off is the big G.I. Joe logo there. But when you look at it, like you're talking about crossing it with Energon universe, Transformers are aliens. There's other aliens in there.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get away from the aliens. I mean, Transformers technically are aliens, right? Like they're there.
Look at this some bitch. Like his whole face is upside down.
Imagine if you could get that neck to move in and out. Yeah, like they could make this look kind of friggin' mean, but I just can't get over the name Lobotomax.
Lobotomax.
He's had a maximized lobotomy. This guy's dumb as hell.
He just sits in the corner and looks scary because it's all he knows to do.
Yeah, those arms never come down. That face never changes expression.
My porch. So what's up to Con Huesos has joined us. How you doing, man? Good to see you back coming around. You've been kind of MIA for a minute, so good to see you, Con Huesos. So then there he is. The ice cream soldier.
They have to.
I think he looks good.
I don't think there's anybody on Lenny's team that isn't sitting there going, I'm ready. I'm ready to do it.
They're ready. They're ready for us to do it. Yeah. He's almost the same colors as Bart or Blowtorch. He's just in a different arrangement.
Yeah.
he's not any less gaudy than Blowtorch, the
No, and
original.
he can just be another reuse parts dump. You know what I mean? It's a flamethrower trooper, but it was just the ice cream soldier. Well, the entire reason of using the name ice cream soldier was to surprise the people. So why not surprise somebody with ice cream soldier in the classified?
Yep. But will he come with a speeder bike?
Hmm.
I just see I see party night biker scout when I look at this dude. I always have, but
Yeah.
I like him. I had him carded. He was one of the figures that I picked up in the early 2000s. I went back and bought a bunch of these figures that I didn't have, and
Mm.
he was one of the ones that I had carded from back then.
Mm.
So it's something to do with flamethrowers. They actually did call flame troopers ice cream soldiers. There is a lore there, but nobody knew it, and that's why everybody made fun of him.
Yeah, and I think it was also just like in case of eavesdropping or something like that, it was like a code that nobody ever
Yeah,
expected what he would be because it's who
yeah,
expects the ice cream guy, you know?
yeah.
But
It really is a thing. Like you can actually look it up. It was a thing.
Mm.
So all right,
Hmm.
so you got those guys. Got the Scorpion. Is that the no? That's not the Ninja vehicle. That's just
No,
the
I
Cobra
think
vehicle.
yeah, Street
The
Fighter
ferret.
Ninja vehicle, yeah, but this one with scrap iron, the better scrap, not scrap, scrap metalhead, pardon me, metalhead hanging off the
Yeah,
side
yeah,
there. And, and he doesn't have the gaudy rocket launchers on there. I almost threw him in as one of my Cobra picks, but yeah,
yeah,
I just think this is another one that would fit that ferret price point. Simple vehicle. You can put a couple of figures in it, not much.
yeah. It's a couple things on it. It's like an armored ferret with a set place for somebody to man a rear gun. It's just like a ferret on steroids, I guess. So
Yeah. Mhm.
it's okay. I mean, they could do it. They've got if they based it off of a ferret, they could do it.
I think
And
what worked.
Bobby says ice cream soldier, love of ice cream. It is on the file card, but it is a real flamethrower thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think what worked for this one was also the color sets that they were using, like the desert brownish, tan yellow or whatever, and then the black, right?
Yeah, it didn't look bad. It just kind of like a bit of a hot mess with a bunch of
That's what I was
bolt-on
thinking.
stuff. It's like
A
you
whole
took a
lot of
ferret to
welding.
AutoZone. Yeah.
Yeah. Carbon fiber the front of this. We don't have carbon
Yeah.
fiber. Use iron.
Give me the little spikes to put over the rear windshield to make it go faster. That's
Yeah.
what I see when I see this thing. But I mean,
Agreed.
it could work. Could work.
Hmm.
So then you got the razor blade.
Yeah. Again, it's slim pickings, guys. But I mean, there it's a silly little helicopter. I'd much rather have a real cool little helicopter. But then when you look down below, the way they have it with the figure hanging off of it, and you got your big system, it's no better or worse looking than a Skyhawk, I think.
Yeah, it's just like a different version of the Skyhawk. It's like more futuristic Skyhawk, kind of.
And somebody's saying they had it on a zip line. Is
Yeah,
that what that
Bobby.
was? That was the feature, right? It
Yeah,
went down a zip line.
yeah. Had this search and rescue action. So yeah, there's the
Hmm.
little picture down there.
Search, rescue, and launch a missile at it.
Yeah. Once you find it, kill it.
Yeah.
It is all right. And yeah, the locust was cooler than the razor blade. I don't think they look that different.
Yeah.
I think the locust was a little bigger. Uh, Somebody took their mama's hair curler and made a cockpit for the Skyhawk. I can see it. I can
It
see
looks like a Japanese or German World War II bomber canopy, and then they just didn't know what to do with the rest of it. Just we'll
Yeah,
throw a tail on it.
they didn't even paint it. They just left it all polished aluminum and do anything with it. All right.
Well,
Well,
let's get yours.
those are Crow's picks for 1994. So
Mhm.
we'll run through mine real quick. So this dude right here, I can't believe this is a 1994 figure. This
Yeah.
V2 Shipwreck. This figure is outstanding.
Yeah, I love that.
So he's a SEAL here. He's not just a sailor. He's a Navy SEAL. I've always I missed this figure entirely. I didn't know about it till later in life. And I remember seeing it somewhere and I'm like, Shipwreck, when did that come out? And you look at the tag on it, like 1994. Where was this in 92, 91? Where was this awesome figure when I was still buying them?
Yeah, man. That is you know that would work on every level in classify. Like, this is a no-brainer.
The problem with doing this now is, aside from doing a Shipwreck head sculpt, now I'm just going to see this dude as another redundant diver figure. Even though I want the Shipwreck character in this getup, even with different gear, I'm not going to be able to see this and be like, it's the recon diver, but it's Shipwreck.
Yeah, but
he's leading them.
Look at it this way, all right? Like, I know you didn't like the Recon Diver 60th anniversary as much as others, right? But if you let's say you had this guy, you had Torpedo, and we even got Wetsuit and Deep Six. Like, you have enough to make a small squad. Who's in charge?
Yeah.
Right? But if you were to put one of each of those guys in front of a couple of recon divers or even ketchup mustard divers, now it starts to make sense, right? Like,
yeah, he's leading the pack. So if they changed the suit a little bit, didn't go too heavy on the gear that doesn't fit and doesn't stay attached, I'd buy it. I buy it because it's Shipwreck. I'm a big Shipwreck fan. So that was the one I had. Let's see. Yeah. Switch up the coming 2-pack to something like this, but he wasn't around for mass device. So Shipwreck was a couple years away from mass device. So then I had the Manta Ray. I just think I actually like this little. Yeah, I like this little thing. It's just like a Joe version of the Night Landing, but
with Raphael and Leonardo and Donatello just ready to push it.
I could see this being called like the sewer skimmer or something. Yep. And the Joe logo is a pizza. But I do dig the flag. They got the little flag flying off the back of it. It's like a little fast insertion vehicle for the water, maybe. I could see him doing something like this, and Johnny said he had that. I like it. I'm not crazy about the colors, but there's a lot of this stuff that the colors kind of is what turned us off. It could have been better in different colors.
So I feel like they slipped in a warning here. Did you sorry, you said you didn't have it, or you did?
No, I didn't have any of this stuff.
No.
Johnny said he had it.
Read that description about the engine there. The razor sharp wind up speed prop. Like, nothing else has a description quite like that. Is that a warning to parents, or is that why do you need to describe it as razor sharp?
It's a weapon. In case they got to go in reverse. It's a weapon. I dig the missiles there. Well, I like what if you hit a wave right when you launch that?
There's just a lot going on here. I think the Nightlander was a stronger outing, but they wanted to follow it up with more.
Yeah, it was a
whole bunch of logos. It looks like it's sponsored by NASCAR with all those logos on the missile mounts.
Look, they're everywhere. Get Battle Core, stay clear, stay tuned. Channel 5 coming back. Stay clear. Dave makes a good point right here. It's the Night Landing for V2 Firefly, because he was in the Night Landing for the original, but this is a Joe vehicle, so. But
sponsored by Big Red Chew.
I like where you're going with that, Dave, but it's a Joe vehicle. So then I actually had this horrible looking bastard on here. So just a different look for Major Blood. Like, he finally got a real prosthetic looking arm instead of the mechanical one. So purple, black. I could see Major Blood like coming into some money and changing up his uniform a little bit. I'm not crazy about the cybernetic, the helmet there with the eye patch that like looks. I don't even know what this is supposed to be, but I like the spikes on the helmet. It's like you just finally completely lost this shit.
It's not even a good eye patch. It's like this vented.
No, it's not even straight.
It serves no purpose. We're just going to make it harder for you to have peripheral vision today.
Well, this is after it's totally gone. But so the
take
purple
those sideburns, eh?
The maroon and he just So I think that's just his helmet. It's just
maybe it is.
Yeah, so where it comes down over his ear, man. What if it sliced his ear off if he took a round or something? Minor blood.
Minor blood, yeah.
And Mr. Madgus says that's so disrespectful to blood. So, it is, but I think that if they did something with the color scheme, and I do like the spikes on the helmet, so that's just a crazy option.
It's Elton Blood.
Elton Blood, his brother, his lesser known brother.
Yeah, I can't look at his major blood.
So there's the Scorpion. There's that.
It looked better on the front of the box.
All of the goodness on here. So there's all the everything going on that we talked about.
Oasis mashing front bumper. What is that?
That is for just running through the Oasis and mashing down all of those palm trees.
Are Oasis that big of an obstruction you can't steer around them? It's an Oasis.
Like you're going to see it coming for a long time when you're.
Oh my God, Oasis!
Oh, where'd it come from?
Wonderwall.
Effect.
Good
Crystal
God.
Ball's here with his shield. Oh no. V8 power plant. So this thing's got a V8 in it. You'd be jumping sand dunes in this thing. It's got to be top heavy. It's all for front heavy. Look at this. It just digs down in the sand. It's so heavy. 5 Cobra figures on this thing. It holds 5. Holy shit.
And they stand. No one sits in this vehicle. There is not room for the seat. This is nothing but murder right here.
Talk about no elbow room. Small back seat. So I had it on there. So there we go. There's that. So go back over here. Was that? We might have come to the end. I wasn't even keeping up with how many I showed.
It's entirely possible.
That was it. Yeah, that was the last one. So that is over, my friends.
Hey, we got through it over 2 episodes.
We did get through it. Get through it. We were going to try to do all that in one episode. There was no way.
Nah, we would have lost all y'all.
So, do you need to change devices or run to the can or anything real quick before we do the next
quickly use a quick break there. I'll just turn the camera off for a second, check the status of some stuff, and maybe I'll poke my head outside and talk to you from there for a minute.
That'll work. I will. When you come back, I think I shall do the same and probably go hit another K-Pod up. They really hated that brand. I think they did by then, but they had plans to do more. I mean, the line just wasn't doing so great. Turtles was killing everything at that time, and Turtles by then had already repainted and repackaged a whole bunch of stuff. So the Scorpion. So I don't know. They had so many plans. Some of the concepts for some of the stuff that were coming, that were proposed after 94, do actually look pretty good. The monster Oh, band. You said band. I said brand. They were starting to hate the brand though. So I'm going to keep going with that. So some of the stuff that they were planning after 94 actually did look pretty good. If you go back and look at some of the concept stuff that's out there, it is, not too bad. They were going to keep going with some of the Star Brigade stuff, though. I don't think that would have been quite as popular, but is what it is. We didn't get it. Maybe they'll incorporate some of that stuff that wasn't made somewhere along the way into classified. And yes, now I see where all that come from, Shane, with Oasis, because Crow said Wonderwall, so I got you now. I connected all them dots. I actually liked Wonderwall. I actually liked that song.
I could have said Champagne Supernova, right, Shane?
Nova. It's Champagne Supernova.
Oh.
Champagne Supernova in the sky. Whoa, you got fuzzy. Audio got real fuzzy. I don't know if it sounded like feedback maybe. Star Brigade, Mega Marines, terrible lines. Let's see. Yeah, we're getting a little bit of fuzz. I think it sounds like feedback. That's all right. Technical issues all around. I had them to start with. So what happens when you're having to constantly move stuff around and readjust stuff. And I had a Windows update the other day. So you know how those go. They reset all your stuff. So Shane says, sorry, it's almost 70 outside here.
Oh, sorry guys. My
For a sec.
No, all right. It's all right. Snowing yet?
Starting to.
All right.
Tis the beginning.
You'll have to show us a picture tomorrow morning if you can dare to open the garage.
The garage will lift straight up. I don't think the snow will prevent that, but but I won't be able to get out of it.
That's true, but it just might all just pile in the garage then. So let's see. Dave says that jacket makes me not like crows outside. And let's see. Cold, snowing in Windsor.
There we go. Yeah,
Back porch
Windsor
shorts.
You guys are getting it before we will, but yeah. Can you hear me now? Because I had this, my AirPods just crapped out on me, so I'm using my tablet.
Yeah, we hear you pretty good. I'm just getting a little feedback, hearing myself a little bit through it when I talk.
Yeah. I just had to ditch my headphones because they were crapping out. That's all the audio issues I was having.
Oh, no. Yeah, I used my other ones tonight. So instead of my buds, I got these buds, and I don't like buds because they won't ever stay in my ear.
Yeah.
So, and I'm always readjusting them. I can't find the little cushion thing to make it fit in there just right. So y'all ever see me on here and I keep doing this, it's because I'm trying to push the buds back in there. I had to find a use for them. I had them for a while, and they're awful trying to do a phone call, but for just listening in here, they're pretty good. They won't stay in my damn ear. I don't know. I got big ears, I guess. So, let's see. Let's see. I was looking through some videos and stuff I had loaded in, but none of them are awful, very relevant for tonight. So let's see. What did I just do here? Oh, there we go. Oh, sorry, I muted comments. We're sitting here just trying to figure out all kind of technical issues. I'm sure that's 2 hours awesome.
2 hours in.
So let's see. We're going to talk about some Valentine stuff. We'll go ahead and start bringing that stuff up. Crow, are you ready to engage in any of that, or you need to get back inside first?
I can do both. Let's go.
All right. Because when you get back in and get done, I think I'm going to go visit the banyo and get another coffee.
Well, I'm heading in now, so I mean, I would need to see the slides that we're talking about with this one because this was the math one, wasn't it? Like what the wave's gonna cost us and things like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, we're gonna talk about that, but we're gonna talk about a couple fun things real quick before we do that. So, you good entertaining the chat for just a minute?
Yeah. No worries. I'll just have to call up the chat and have a look.
All right. Yeah, see what's going on. I will remove that so you can see everything real well. I will be back in just a minute, guys.
Yeah, chat, just bear with me there while I quickly just call you back up on a separate screen there. Darren left me hanging. I was almost ready. Let's go have a look. But yeah, so let's go. Oh, my dear. Awkward pause. There we go. But yes. Yeah, Valentine's Day, bah humbug. That's kind of how I'm feeling about it this year too. But you got to put it on for the kids if you got kids, things like that. But this isn't going to be about candy and love and all that crap. But we're going to be talking, I think, a little bit about the cost of love in our collections more than anything, right? So Model Misfit says, bah humbug. Oh dear, that's a change, brother. I know you used to have more faith in love than that. Oh dear. All right, I'll just get out of that chat. So I know Gaslands, you're getting snow right now too, buddy, and I know you're on the road a lot with your job, if I remember right. So I hope you don't have to plan any trips down south anytime soon through this storm. Just reading Daredevil Dave. Darren's. I should have known Darren was leaving. Dave says, "Well, I can't even call up the chat because I'm the guest on the host." So Loki's the only left. Yeah. Shane, you picked up 2 more Cobra Troopers today. Yeah, it's on. I'm really kind of itching. I feel like the retros are going to be coming much sooner than I expected. I feel like the Vipers are going to be coming very soon, and you'll have some new troop builds to get back to, right? But that'll be rock and roll. We'll be coming in with that too. But maybe that's what they'll talk about on February 18th. Who knows? That stream. God, I wish this cord reached. The Chameleon. Shane talking about the Chameleon in the chat. That's so 2 characters coming out of the EU universe, really 3 that I think we're going to expect, maybe classified to make an effort. Chameleon being one, another being whatchamacallit, Risk, and then another version of the Baroness, I think, will be on the way out of that ER line. Thanks for bringing that up, Shane. Hey Darren, now that you're back, can you call up Ronnie Trickshot's comment on the screen there?
This one?
Do I want to take your wife to the new Bridget Jones movie, man? Ronnie, what did I ever do to you, dude? Why would you wish that upon somebody? I mean, I'm sure your wife's a lovely woman, but we're talking about Bridget Jones. This is slow death for every man.
Is there a new Bridget Jones movie?
And why?
Oh man! So I heard you talking about some Energon characters. Like I'd like to have a Risk. I think we're definitely getting him. We talked about that. I think we're getting Risk.
Yeah, I can see it. It's kind of you've got to grow the line. There's your opportunity, right? I'm pretty sure we're getting Mercer very soon, anyways. So
that's one I would not be surprised if we get a name reveal for. I said I think we'd be getting that soon this year. Early this year we'd probably be getting a Mercer. I can see that one being a name drop on Tuesday.
That'd be nice, but I know there's some projection that he's coming in at 2-pack with another Slaughter. I don't know. Just as long as we get a Mercer, I don't care how he comes. But
all right, we're gonna do some Valentine's related stuff here. So first off, what line would you break up with if you could? So what line like that you collect? Maybe you don't collect all of it, but you like just enough of it so much that you wish you could cut out spending that money on stuff out of that line that you could allocate to more to Joe or whatever. Like Joe would be the obvious pick because that's the main thing I collect. If I could break up with it, hey, more money for everything. But what is there a line that you pick up a couple of things here and there? Maybe they're expensive figures, Mezco or 3-0 or something. Do you have one of those, Crow and Chat? Do you have one that you like just enough to pick a few up, but not many?
So for me, I know Shane's in the chat, and if Wraith Mace is still here, that's kind of a way I looked at Warhammer 40K. So Joy Toy with their Warhammer 40K line is something that I was really upset about and excited about at the same time, because before toy collecting, I was a tabletop gamer, and the company that owns the Warhammer 40K line, they were a big money kind of thing. They took a lot of my money. You know, you think you spend a lot on classified.
It's what is it?
Games Workshop.
Games Workshop. I was going to say Fans Hobby. That's the Skyhawk thing. So Games Workshop. That's right.
Yeah. It's a fantastic game system if you like tabletop strategy games and painting miniatures and all of that, but it is plastic cocaine. It is crack. It is addictive. It accumulates. You have model kits that you never take out of your box, much like figurines you never take out of your box. But I got away from it, got into figure collecting, and all of a sudden Joy Toys started coming out with those, and I was like, you sons of bring me back.
Just when you think you're out, they pull you right back in.
Yeah, and they're bombarding us with good media. Like if you watch Wraith Mace's channel, you'll see the Astartes videos, like a lot of good videos, some Hammer and Bolter stuff that he's able to share with you guys and give you stuff on that. Like you guys are going to learn more and more about 40K in the years to come just through saturation.
Yeah, and people that don't know anything about it, like it's becoming a lot more, I wouldn't say popular, but more mainstream, more well known to people that don't know much about it. Because I see it everywhere now. Like before, I just knew it was a thing, you know, that it was a thing for a type of game that I didn't play. I didn't realize just how big Warhammer was until I started meeting people, you know, in these circles and talking to people like you, Shane, that have played it for years and years. I didn't realize just how encompassing Warhammer was.
It's one of those things. It's like when you find out that certain celebrities played Dungeons and Dragons all this time, right? And it never came up in casual conversation. You would find the Warhammer community is a lot like the Crimson Guard. They're everywhere. They look just like you and me. They're your neighbor. They're your kid's teacher, and they are all bloodthirsty war devils, right? Sorry, I'm just going to turn the camera. I've got to check something here, but
okay, yeah, they've infiltrated everything like the Crimson Guard.
Yeah, exactly. They've quietly made their fortune off of the gaming community, and now they're going after the toy market.
Yeah,
they're doing a great job.
Yeah, those Joy Toy figures look cool. I'm gonna pick one up. Wraith says his goal is to get me into Warhammer this year. I'm like, dude, I can't afford it. Like, I can't afford to get into that too.
Well, I mean, what you're trading off, it's like Monster Force on a 3-3, like on a 4-inch figure level. And very seldom do you have a figure that's actually under 4 inches. They're usually above them if you're collecting anything that's like Marines or aliens, right? And just like what draws us in with classified accessories and really good features, they do it even better, I find, sometimes on some of it. So.
Yeah, I like, I mean, the ones that I've seen that, you know, you've got some of them. I've seen other people show them off. I like them. I mean, I can't, you know, it's another rabbit hole I can't really go down with something new, but I've done it. Like I've already done it. So mine that I would break up with if I could is 4 Horsemen. Not just Mythic Legions, because I don't really buy that many, but all of 4 Horsemen, the Figura Obscuras, my Skelf, it's mostly Mythic Legions. I love them. I mean, I love them. I want all of the skeletons, and I love those figure obscuras, those are my favorite things that they do. I've always liked lore and mythology and scary shit. You know, I'm a big horror movie fan. So, but God, they're expensive and they just keep coming. Like there's usually a long wait, you know, when they announce one, but the few that I pick up, like even if you get them from Horseman, because that's the best place you're going to get them, you know, best deal you're ever going to get on them is ordering them straight from them. And you might have to wait a year or whatever. But as much as I love them, I kind of kick myself for starting to collect them because I want to, like I said, keep getting all of the skeleton guys. And then I keep looking at random, like the reptile guys, the snake guys that they just did, and some of the, like the Thrace Wraithhaler and some of those. They look so good, but man, there's just so much cool Joe stuff coming out. It's hard to focus, you know, when there's a lull on G.I. Joe stuff that's coming out and you see this other stuff, like I'll pick up one of those and you pick up two of those and that whole wave's out while you're waiting over here for your main thing. So that would be mine. As much as I love them, I'd like to not love them as much as I do.
I can see why. I mean, I have yet to get anything from Four Horsemen because I've been listening to you guys for over a year, going on 2 years now. They keep coming up with a conversation. It's these revered pieces of, you know, like finery in the figure collecting. But every time I hear about the crippling cost associated to it, and it seems like people talking about cocaine before they're addicted to cocaine. You know, it's like, this is really expensive, but the buzz is so worth it, but it's really addictive and you're going to ruin your life. And people are like, yeah, let's do it. Figure obscura.
Cocaine.
You know,
cocaine, a hell of a drug. And here's what it does. Here's what it does to you. That's what it does to you. We'll say what's up to Matthew Matson and from where? Horseman. He got his shipping notification from Maxilius the Harvester coming in Friday. That is the main thing from anything Mythic Legions that I am looking forward to, is that Maxilius the Harvester figure, because it is literally, he's death. Like he's death. Yeah, and with a different name, but that's what he is. I mean, he even comes with he's got the Sith, he's got the hourglass, like
the flowing cloak. Is that the blood red one?
No, he's like his robes are black, all black.
Oh, yes, yeah. Okay.
So Matthew, where did you? I don't know where you have him ordered from. I have mine ordered from Helidope.
No, he went direct from Four Horsemen, he's saying.
Okay. I'm chat picked up, so I'm getting down to the bottom. Frank Doom on you. What's going on, man? Came by to say yeet. Catching the B-side. Well, thanks for stopping by, man.
Yeah.
Let's see. Something like I saw, maybe not. Fisher. Yeah, the Fisher Rice is cool. If you can find him somewhere, I'd get Fisher Rice. Loki, there is a horse in this wave that I really, really want. I was gonna order it, but I screwed around and didn't. It's a skeletal horse. It's like a zombie skeleton horse. It's very nice. So that's just one.
Sorry, I just wanted to jump in. I just tracked what Daredevil Dave and the boys were talking about in the comments with Gaslands mechanics. Gaslands is a fun little game where you paint Hot Wheels and do all these modifications to them. So you could buy your own parts for the game. It's a tabletop racing game. If you've never heard of it, it was one that started up like on its own. Really simple. It's a fun game. Check it out, guys. And if you ever want a cheap way to get into customizing, you can't get cheaper than just starting on a Hot Wheel car. It's amazing. I'm really happy about doing that.
I did that a few years ago with a couple. I tried to get into taking them apart and repainting them and things like that. I just kind of, it was fun, but I never really got very far with it. I wasn't very good with it and getting them put back together right. So I kind of gave up on it, but it was fun. Yeah, he says basically Mad Max with Hot Wheels. That's awesome. And you could, and I mean, all of the stuff like, I mean, paper clips, just, you know,
Death Race
anything.
2000. That's basically what it is. It's Death Race 2000.
Yeah. And that's the jam right there.
Yeah.
So let's see what else I got wrote down right here. So go ahead and kill this banner because I only made one more. So Crow.
I said I would come up with more and I didn't, but yeah, you said you had a couple for this.
I had a couple for this. So Marry Fucker Kill Crow. Tony Stark, Luke Skywalker, or Duke.
Or Duke. Well, hang on. Marry Fucker Kill. Tony Stark, Duke. Yeah. All right, well, kill Skywalker right off the bat. I'd kill Skywalker. I think I'd marry Stark for the money, and I'd be fucking Duke on the side.
That's I would go the other way. I'd marry Tony Stark. I'd kill Duke. Fuck Luke.
Can I have a question?
Sure.
Why did we start with 3 dudes on that one?
Because any other way was just too obvious. That's kind of why I did it.
My comfort zone.
All right. I have another one. If you unless you have one to propose.
I'm not insecure about anything. Let's keep going.
This one's a little better. So this was the one that we first said. Marry Fucker Kill Joe, Monster Force, or Marvel Legends.
Yeah. No better. Jeez. Think I. Fuck. Why don't you answer that one first? You know
right,
what? Yeah.
I would. I mean, just for. It's not as easy as it sounds. I would probably say. I would probably marry Joe just because I've always been in love with it forever. So I would probably marry G.I. Joe. I would kill Monster Force and I would fuck Marvel Legends.
Okay. So I should explain to the chat. The marry, fuck, kill thing is more of an analogy of who would you be comfortable with? Who would you cheat around and just snipe toys with? And who would you throw under the bus completely? Right? Like, it's not actually what it sounds like. I don't want to get in trouble with this kind of talk, right? But I think
I need
Marvel
to redo
Legends
my list.
is the one I would kill. I think I would kill Marvel Legends because if you ever want to meet a high maintenance chick, it's Marvel Legends because she's never going to stop. 1,000 different personalities on one different character. You'll see it over and over again. It's just going to cost me a lot of money. Monster Force, I think, is the lowest maintenance, highest quality. So I would take that and I'd be fucking Joe on the side.
All right. Fair enough. And I did write down some options for one more. So and this one's a doozy. So I have Ursula the Sea Witch from Little Mermaid.
Keep going.
The ghost who was in the bathtub in The Shining.
Oh.
And Medea.
Medea.
Yeah, the Tyler Perry Medea, the movies.
Oh, the little old lady that he plays?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not a big
badass old lady.
So those missed me. I spent many a long night as a teenager watching just that one scene in The Shining. So
the beginning of the scene or the end of the scene?
Just that one where he goes into the room and has that bathroom romance with that poor older lady.
Yeah. The gooey lady.
It's all creepy as hell, man. Marry Medina because you get that Tyler Perry money. Probably. It's splitting hairs between the last two because it's all going to smell terrible, man. I don't know. it lost the impact of what I was saying, that these all represent something.
I know.
This no longer represents. It's just quality of imports at this point. I'd say I'd marry both of them and kill myself.
Oh shit. Oh, so I would probably I'm gonna say on that one, I would probably marry Medea because she could protect me. I just have to put up with her shit forever. I would kill the ghost lady, and I would fuck Ursula because at least she's got aspirations, and she might get there one day. So
as close to hentai as you're gonna get, I think.
Yeah. So the bathtub chick, I don't know. I just something about her falling apart. So I don't know. So that was a fun little exercise. So
let us know if you ever want Mary Fuck Kill to come back in this.
Yes, let us know. We can work on it a little more. So yeah, she's got powers and tentacle. Yeah, see, Dave, Medea, yeah, she got your back. Just don't piss her off, but she got your back. That's right. I need to get some Medea clips to throw in here. All right, so next one is, what do you think these people would expect for Valentine's Day?
Oh, I like this one.
Lady J.
VHS tapes.
All right.
What do you
I would think Lady J would want a bigger diamond for her javelin thing. She's got one already because she cut them out of the ice. I think she would want an even bigger one because she's had that one for 40 years and it's time for Flint to upgrade that diamond. So I think Lady J would want a bigger diamond for her javelin staff.
Well, I am divorced, right? So I think you're probably right. VHS tapes maybe don't go as well as diamonds. Oh, yeah. So it's all coming clear now.
What about Roadblock?
Roadblock? I would get him like fresh grocery coupons. Like fresh,
like a Hello Fresh
or something. I would even probably be insulting about it. It would be one of those pre-prepared meals that he just has to stick in the microwaves. Just be like, it's probably better than what you could make, Roadblock. So just take it,
Oh, no, I don't know if that'd be a good idea.
I know, because I'm a terrible gift giver, and that's why I would do it. Hi, Eric. What would you give Roadblock? In the house.
Yeah, I would similar line. I would get Roadblock a new set of stainless steel and copper pots and pans. You can't go wrong. Couldn't go wrong with that. Normally, you give somebody pots and pans, you're probably gonna get a black eye, but I think Roadblock would be able to appreciate it. I got a few wrote down, but let's do one more. What about Zorana? What do you think Zorana wants for Valentine's Day?
I hate saying it, but I'm sorry. I don't know Zorana well enough, except that she's got that annoying voice, and she stole Destro from Baroness, and it didn't feel right. So I'd say penicillin. She just seems like the kind of person that goes through that.
That's what I was gonna say.
You're not shitting me either. Is that what you were gonna say?
I was gonna say penicillin.
That's too rich, man. I love it. Okay, Hasbro, you need to do something about Zorana. Because two people that didn't talk before this.
We did not. He didn't know I was doing this. Like he didn't even know I was doing this.
Not this one. That's too fun.
Oh man! So
she loves mainframe. Okay. She wants mainframe Willie.
What is that, Gaslands? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that is. Hey, you got a floaty. You're on an iPad, aren't you? You're giving floaty thumbs ups.
Oh my
because
god!
it's recognizing the way you're sitting, holding your elbow. It looks like a thumbs up, so it's giving you
like
thumbs
this?
up.
Does that do it?
Yeah, that makes it.
Maybe
Matthew Matson found that out by accident one night.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
on an
know.
iPod.
I don't know what that is, Gaslands, but I don't want one of those. That's what I'm thinking, Dave.
I don't think there's a more natural term than anal intruder. Really?
That was one of the canceled Cobra vehicles for 1995.
It was supposed to be canal intruder, but
yes, they messed up.
Yeah,
they messed up. Well, all right, we'll do one more then before we go on. You know, one of these are kind of fun.
We canceled each other out on Zorana.
Yeah, that's true. So, what about Firefly?
I think Firefly, he's phasing out of his explosive hobbies and he's getting into RT toys. I'd get him a train set, something that he can't drive into something and blow it up. He has to actually take care of it.
That's not too bad. I could see Firefly playing with the train set. So I was gonna say one of those Acme detonators from Bugs Bunny.
Yeah, just make him the new Wile E. Coyote for Joe.
Yeah, get him some rabbit ears to put on his baklava there, and that's what I could just picture Firefly with one of those like blowing up the train tracks, twisting his mustache.
This is what we need. Somebody needs to reach out to Gridiron and say, we need the whole Wile E. Coyote Acme kit, complete with handheld signs and a big, piece of deck cord with a rocket that he ropes himself to.
I'd spend some money. I'd buy some Gridiron stuff. Johnny, Tony, if you're still here, you heard it here. Put the word out. Put the bug in Mark's ear.
I want the tunnel sticker that I can stick on anything, and it's the instant tunnel he's going to run through with the little.
You should paint that somewhere. you do the bricks around it.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome. But yeah, like the portable hole from Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
There you go. Yeah,
slap it on the. That'd be great.
Oh, Johnny Reno's saying he's going to talk to Mark about it.
We need a Warner Brothers inspired Bugs Bunny kit. Marvin the Martian, his rockets, his space modulator. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Here's one. And I swear we're going to get on to what we're main idea here. What is your favorite Valentine's love related rap song?
Oh my god. I don't know if I ever had any that were love related as opposed to breakup related. It would probably be what was Love the Way You Lie with Eminem and Rihanna. I think that's as close as I can get.
Okay.
I don't look to rap for love songs. Let's put it that way.
There's some good ones out there. Like I was gonna say, Back That Ass Up. No, Juvenile. That's just it's a good one.
Sex and Love, they can go right in there. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, somewhere.
Associated. I love
Matthew said big butts, and I cannot lie.
Yeah.
So So all right. So now we're going to talk about the cost of love, and I'm going to pull back up the picture that I had up a little bit earlier, and I want to see if anybody has thought about this because it kind of ties back into what I was talking about earlier. I said you were going to see this slide again. Pull this back up. This is Chris McLeod's slide, And I don't know if this was updated over the weekend. He did, or not over the weekend, the beginning of this week. I know he did a stream the other day, and I wasn't able to watch all of that one. This was out of the stream from, I believe, Saturday that he did. There's some good ones in the chat. We should have lingered a little bit on there. 2 Live Crew. There you go. I need love, LL Cool J. There you go. I was actually, what's up, Pop Leonard? I was actually thinking LL Cool J, but I was thinking Candy. Ooh, about Candy. That's a good song. 25 lighters. So this is his list. So I sat down and I went through this list and I added up what it's going to cost roughly to purchase everything that is leaked on this list the way it is, or as best as I could put it, and tried to assign a value. Now, there's a couple things that are not on here. Yeah, you say he's just a friend. Oh, baby, you. Yeah. I love some Bismarcky, man. So I didn't know if anybody had done this or put any thought into this anywhere. So what I did, and if you need me to blow this slide up anywhere, I can. So it's everything that's on here, not just everything we know, but all the stuff that's in red. That's all stuff that hasn't been identified yet. So what I've got written down here on my Google Docs is 2025 G.I. Joe collecting. Cost based on the current leak list as of 2/9/25. That's when I put this when I got this slide and started working on this. Okay. So
I'm gonna turn my camera off while we do this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Magnus, yes, ignorance is bliss. So yeah, if you don't want to know, I don't know about that, Ronnie, but thank you. So the way I've got this written down is, so all figures that are unknown what they are, I assigned a $24.99 value to. So anything that we're not sure if it's a 2-pack, if it's a vehicle, if it's a what it is, I assigned it at $24.99. So we already know the numbers are going to be skewed a little bit.
Okay.
So I omitted the Rattler because it's already been paid for, and it was paid for in 2024. I omitted. I hear some poo poo. I was gonna say it. So I omitted the mass device Snake Eyes with the bear because we don't know how much it is, and I omitted the snake armor because we don't know how much it is. So what I come up with was regular release wave figures and retros, or anything that is assigned the $24.99 value. So, take that with a grain of salt. So there are 31 of those for $774.69. 2-packs and vehicle figure sets, things that are a $54.99 value, there are 8 for $439.92.
So that's already up over what, $1,100 and some odd dollars now.
Yep, that's right at about $1,200. $34.99 price point, deluxe and legacy figures that we know of, $139.96. Figure and pet at a $44.99 price point. There are 2 for $89.98, and bigger vehicles, retail release, whatever, all striker, $100 price point. 2 of those, and we don't know what the other one is. So I'm saying $99.99. There's 2 of those for $199.98. So the total, according to my list, puts us at $1,644.53. This is the 2025 list. Now, some of this might not get charged or paid for till 2026. But this is all the stuff, according to Chris's information. Best he's got it detailed for 2025.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah. And that's not even factoring in anything that could be troop built, you know?
Yeah, this is one of everything. This is just one. So somewhere in here is we got, you know, Frag Vipers in here. I did count the ones we've already got. The Xandar Saw Viper Wave. I did count those in here because they're 2025 figures. So that's everything that's known. It's a lot.
Well, I was going to tell you, if you were to convert that to Canadian, we'd be up over probably, what'd you say, 1,600 US, 1,700?
1644.53.
Yeah, I think that's closer to 2 to 21 for Canada.
I'm actually going to Google it. It's 23.46 Canadian.
There you go, even more, right? Like it's just, and you break that up. Let's break that up into 4 quarters, like 4 release dates. You know, over the year, that's still like $500.
Yeah, it's over 5 a quarter.
Per quarter between Hasbro Pulse, the exclusive lines, and then the regular edition stuff. That's insane.
And again, is without Snake Eyes and the bear and the snake armor, and you know, because we're speculating on those, but we don't know yet. So,
well,
it's a lot, man.
It goes to something you were saying earlier when we joked about the Mary Fuck Kill. Like honestly, if I could kill any of it, it would be Joe, right? Because we're at that point where why isn't what I have enough to satisfy me? It's because I know there could be more that I haven't seen. Well, does that still count as the nostalgia that it started with when I started this line, right? It's very much beyond anything that I started.
Oh yeah, I mean, how many figures do you think, not counting new characters, not like Mole Rat or Twilight Guard, but characters that come along after you quit collecting when you were a kid, quit buying, playing with them? How many figures do you think you have that have come after that time before, you know, to 94?
I couldn't even put a number on it, man, because when I was a kid, I remember having like dozens, maybe like 30, 40 figures, right? But it was over a time frame, and you trade in and out with friends. Did you ever trade figures, right? Like,
not a lot. I did a few times, but my Joes were so precious to me when I was a kid. Like, I didn't really do a lot of figure trading. I did a little bit, but it had to be a character that I had a double of, or one that I really I didn't like. Like the biggest main trade that I can remember doing when I was a kid was for Airborne. Because you didn't see Airborne here ever.
And that was just it. For us, it was often, well, it's a character I've had forever, and my mom or dad or my grandparents didn't get me that figure, and now he's gone, so I'll trade for him. Right?
Yeah.
Dave
says he's going to beat Woody in Army building the snake armor.
So
he's
Dave
throwing down the gauntlet.
So Dave, you must be building space shuttles then. If you're going to beat Woody in anything, it has to start with what you're building.
Yeah, that's fine, and a whole hangar bay to put it in. But so that was going back to the title of tonight's show, The Cost of Love. So we love G.I. Joe so much. In 2025, we're going to love it $1,644, or if you're in Canada, $23.46 worth of love for Joe this year. So I can tell you, like, I'm cutting back this year. I'm not going to be a completist. I'm technically not now, because there are some things out that I don't have. And I'll probably get them eventually, but it's stuff I didn't pre-order, things like that. And it goes back up to I'll highlight this comment from Ronnie. Feel sorry for you, Darren, given you're going to buy 78 plus Frag Vipers. So the Frag Viper will probably be the first army builder that I've started since I started collecting classified that I'm really only planning on buying one of off the bat.
Yeah, I might
starting there.
Yeah, yeah, I'm like you. It's gotten that. The tempo has gotten to the point now where I'm getting a little tired of doing the dance, the Hasbro wave dance, surfing these waves. It takes a lot out of you. I can sit on the shore. Yeah. And now I think I'll take them as I see them. If I see it on the shelf and it's there, great. But as far as pre-ordering every single thing, I don't know. I think there's some things I'm just not going to bother doing a pre-order for.
That's where I'm at with like the ones that I don't have the retro eel, I don't have the retro snow serpent. I get them someday. Yojo Depot has them. I have store credit there. I might wind up getting them from him. I've seen them in the store still once in a while. So, but like you and I talked about heavy duty. Think he's getting ready to start showing up soon. Yeah. I don't have him pre-ordered. And I'm fighting hard on heavy duty because as stupid as it is and as much shit as I've talked about it, I really want the figure. So I might break down and order him through GameStop and use a monthly cash thing because I've ordered so much from GameStop. I did become a pro member. Yeah, there's a couple video games coming out that I want to get. So Dial Tone, like today, talked about Dial Tone. I ordered him and use that pro thing for Dial Tone. But so I just wanted to call attention to they ain't slowing down. Like unless they come out and they're like, fuck it, we're just gonna do board games, period. This it's like Heisenberg, nothing stops this train. So get ready to work some overtime. This is what I'm gonna have to start working every other Saturday for G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
Like put me on the team.
Yeah.
Got 8 of the gridiron things, Woody, the little drones.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, they show up in his video.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of them on there. I'm behind on a couple of Woody's videos. I got to catch up on them. I didn't get to watch much YouTube over the weekend. But I just wondering, thoughts from people on that. Everybody seems to be like, Joe's Joe. That's what I'm here for. So I'm going to get it.
I just look at the ones highlighted in red, right? And you can ignore the titles completely because they use a coded naming convention. You can see on the left, they use The Simpsons on the right. Not sure which naming convention that is. It looks like a mix of a bunch of villains from those 90s cartoons, right?
Gargoyles. We got some South Park. Philip. If that's Philip, there's got to be a Terrence somewhere. Well, and I didn't really actually look. Yeah, there's Terrence down there.
And you can see the number of 2-packs that are written in red, right? On the right, like a Brainchild 2-pack. Above that, you have the deluxe builder pack. It's a troop, right? Mm-hmm. When I saw them call that Fish Boy, I was like, could that be Wetsuit, or is it just the naming convention? It's probably the naming convention, but there's a couple of 2-packs coming out. And I wonder if some of these 2-packs are going to be following that same trend on Pulse of one Cobra, one Joe.
Yeah, I mean, with a troop builder pack, something like that sounds like a couple of Cobras, or it could be that green shirt. I could see that green shirt actually wind up being a 2-pack.
Yeah.
Who knows? I mean, we won't know. It's all speculative, but so all the red is stuff that hasn't even been decoded yet, and the green is only stuff that's been solicited so far for pre-order.
I see. Even if you look at the end of some of the red ones, they even have a price point given to it, like $35 for Fish Boy Deluxe, $45 for Chairface, and not much written beside Chairface except what they say.
Just a question mark.
So that could be who knows what this is.
There's those 2-packs, those Gargoyles coated ones are 2-packs. There's
Cartman.
2-pack. Yeah. So
A lot of that.
I just, it's what's Uncle Tim say? It's real out here, fam.
Mhm.
So I just wanted to bring that up and see what people's thoughts on it are. Doesn't sound like a lot of people are really going to bail or anything. So that's good. I mean, we could keep the line going. But I will this year probably be kind of picking and been choosing, unless I get a hell of a raise at work, I'll probably be picking and choosing some of the stuff I pick up. And that's okay, because I don't need to be a completist. And, there's always like maybe somebody will get that next Valentine's Day for me or some shit. I don't know.
I'm realistic about where my hobby money goes. I will probably end up with most, if not all of this at some point over time.
Right.
Again, the rush, the urge, the FOMO, it's just not as prevalent as it has been in the years prior.
Yeah, and that's kind of how I feel. Like, I'm really excited to see what's unveiled on Tuesday. But like the wave, that we think we're getting, this one right here. So these are the guys.
I just lost all sound. Can't hear.
How about that? Oh, he thought it was him. It was me. It was me, Crow. It was me. My mic lost connection. How about now? Yeah, there we go. My mic lost connection. I don't know why. It did that the other night on with Punk. So, Crow, if you're listening on another device, it was me. So wait on Crow to pop back in here. It's me.
Was it you? Okay, I had to make sure because mine cut out a couple of times.
Yeah, for some reason my mic now and then is losing connection and I can't figure it out. So no, I don't. Crow, no.
Don't use all that trickery.
So that's all I really had that I wanted to bring up and talk about for tonight is the cost of love. That's the cost it's gonna cost us to love G.I. Joe this year. And I'm ready to pay most of it. I'm like you, I'll probably wind up with most of the stuff on that list at some point. So we'll see how it plays. I'm, like I said, excited to see what they spring on us. But got anything else you want to talk about tonight, Mr. Kirk?
Really quickly, I do.
Okay.
It really didn't cross my mind to talk about this until the last day or two, and I've seen this message a couple times. I've talked to Darren about Joe Fest, and Joe Fest may or may not happen for me as easily as it does for some of the guys, on that side of the border, and that's perfectly understandable. That's not the point of this. What I'm perceiving is that there is a group of people within the channel communities right now that are starting to look at Joe Fest as a little less than comfortable than it was maybe before, due to the recent stuff that's been going on YouTube between content creators. And I'm just going to tell you right now, stop. Do not let that bullshit get in your way of going and enjoying that event and enjoying the company of the people that you've been watching on YouTube or talking to in the chats. You're dealing with a bunch of grown-ass men talking about toys. And when they get the face-to-face, the better men will prevail with each other and they'll get along just fine. Please do not let this crap affect how you're looking at that event, because that would be really tragic. That's all I wanted to say on that, Darren.
That is a good point, because it is a really big place. And Crow was talking. Good night, Loki. Good night, Dreadnought. They're both out. I highlighted it. So they want to interrupt Crow for once. But yeah, don't let that dissuade anybody from going to any event like that, because especially Joe Fest, because it's a big it's a big place. Now you might see somebody, you're all walking around. It's even going to be bigger this year than it was last year. It's going to be more spread out. I wouldn't let this bullshit stop anybody from going there or anywhere else and having a good time. And it's like Crow said, I don't think this shit is going to be quite as serious in person anywhere as it sounds. So I agree with Crow's statement completely. Don't let that stop you from having fun and enjoying your hobby.
Yeah, honestly, and this is self-destructive, but I don't know any good content creator that wouldn't agree with this. If watching us is starting to have that effect, take a break. Really, I mean, if our channels aren't stopping it for whatever reason, you still have that choice, and it's recommended, man, because this is supposed to be a good time. Let's keep it that way, right? Like, I'm guilty of getting stressed about it, just like everybody else is. But at the end of the day, we are talking about fucking toys here. So
yeah, I'm talking about toys. Save us up the war chest full of toys. Only 3 hours late.
It's all good.
And Sean Jones says, Crow, Canadian Convergence, let's go. And he's gonna buy the first round.
I'll drink pop, buddy.
He'll probably let you buy the first, but it won't be around. So yeah, I agree completely. Don't let that shit stop you from enjoying the hobby. I've said a bunch of times, if it stops being fun, I'm gonna stop doing it. I'm still having fun. There's a little speed bump every now and then. There's always some kind of bullshit going on. Some people want to keep it going. Some people don't. Don't let it bother you too much.
I think everybody, including the parties involved, are kind of tired now. It's just
Jesus, I hope. Dave says save money by stop eating eggs.
I know. I think that's a message to Loki. He sat in the car with him the entire trip. So
the Amish Powerball is up to 6 dozen eggs now.
That's a thinker on that one.
So, all right, Crow, what do you got coming up on the channel? You got anything major you doing happening?
We'll see how the week goes. With the weather being the way it is, I don't expect much in the way of new figs. I'm working on a headhunter figure out of that Venom buck, the Agent Venom buck. And I will have Destro Castle Part 3 probably showing up near the weekend because I've been getting more done on that too. So that's it for me. What about you?
Not a whole lot, really. I'm waiting on, whenever Dial Tone shows up from one place or the other, be getting a review out on him. Matthew mentioned Maxilius the Harvester, but mine probably will be here a bit later because I ordered mine from Hella Dope, so they've got to get them from Four Horsemen, and then they ship next business day, but they got to go through the Columbus post office, which loses my shit when they send it. So hopefully I will be able to get those guys, because I ordered a couple of them. I ordered another one from that wave. So other than that, I'll be around this weekend, going to do probably listen to some chats. Might get on Punk is hosting Oz's Clubhouse this weekend, so plan on listening to that, and if I get the link, might hop on there. I don't know, not a whole lot, just gonna take it easy.
Yeah, actually, I should take this time also to thank Daredevil Dave too. We were on watching, I think it was Monday Night Ramblings, and it came up that Dave had found a way to join channels using iPhone devices, which is something I had struggled with. And once he had done it, I had figured it out. So now I can get the memberships to the channels I actually want instead of waiting until somebody gifts me one. So that was interesting. So if you guys ever have a question about trying to find channel memberships for some of your guys and you're having a problem through iPhone, reach out. It's solvable. Not that we have memberships.
Oh yeah, no, I'm a ways away. Lost one this week. Oh well. Dave, damn. Dave's got to be a character witness for a family member in court on Valentine's Day.
Love is in the air.
Well, at least I'm just going to be at work. This has been a rough week. I've not been having the greatest of weeks this week.
No,
So
you have not.
I know on most Wednesdays, I'm like, I just want to get to the weekend. I'm ready for the week to be over with. I started out this week with a wreck. So that's how it's going for me. Tomorrow I have to go get an estimate and then take it to my boss. Not looking forward to it. So it can only get better, right?
Yeah, sure.
Ronnie says he and Shark are probably doing a USA friendly time again this weekend. So I'll plan on trying to tune into that. And I will next weekend, not this coming Sunday, but the next on the 23rd, I will be on with Allison Troy, Retro Toy Princess, on her show, on her channel, coloring some pictures.
Oh, how cool.
And talking about whatever Allison wants to probe me for.
I like it. No,
just not that device that was mentioned earlier. We're not doing that. So, all right. That is all we've got, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that like button as we leave. I would appreciate it. Helps out in that algae rhythm, as I like to say.
Mm-hmm.
And we will be back, and we will see you guys here on Backyard Battlefield in about 2 weeks. Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.